to me. And now I see the things the stone has shown to me. A rock that spoke away.
Okay. What episode? 22?
24. Because we did 22 and 24.
Okay, all right. Welcome to Axe to Grind, episode 24. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Patrick.
My name is Bob.
My name is Tom.
And this is the premier hardcore podcast. Gunshots.
A while ago, we said we'd start shouting out other hardcore podcasts. Nah, none of that.
We haven't yet.
We're not gonna.
Oh, really? Oh, you want to keep it competitive?
We'll shout out. I really like some sports podcasts. Tom, you're always
wow.
listening to like some political
Yeah,
podcasts.
but I'm not shouting at any hardcore.
Really?
You're not with
We're
us,
not.
you're against us.
Whoa.
We're going.
For my enemies.
Yo,
I mean-
Hollywood Tom Sheehan.
Fuck that.
I love. Oh, this is more of your heel turn.
Yes, I'm
okay.
okay.
The heel
No more
turn
nice
is-
guy.
The heel turn is full.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. Okay. First, let us address our sponsor.
Triple B Records.
A lot of you have been using the promo code.
Axe to grind.
Saves you 10% at checkout. And what do you do with that axe to grind?
You have to spell it out.
And saving that money, though it may seem small, some of you are putting in those big orders. And that's a meal that you could get at Whole Foods with that savings right there.
Although, if you listen to our last one, Pat said you shouldn't actually have to ever buy food at Whole Foods. You could just walk out with it.
If you care, if you care to steal, you can steal.
That was Lil P Cashless.
Yes, that was little.
Got it.
That's my alter ego.
Classy PK
Yeah.
is all
Pays
about
for everything.
supporting.
And
Yes.
then sometimes I'll find like a little lady that I see counting her money, and I say, "I got this, man. I got this."
Counted for it. Take a small percentage.
Yeah.
Full capitalist Patrick.
Right, you're like Coinstar.
It's like the guy on tour that I saw sell a guest list spot. Respect.
God bless.
Respect.
So with Triple B, I'm going to recommend that you pick up the Triple B Army Guy shirt. We've been.
Is that the name of the shirt?
That's the name of the shirt.
Amazing.
Let me show it to you guys. We've been big up in the Triple B shirts. This one is this is for the more authoritarian fans who are trying to look. Maybe you want to look a little hard while you're at the gym.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
combative.
That's a sleeveless right there.
Maybe you got a shaved head.
That's what they call a home cut.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm thinking not like sleeveless. I'm thinking like all the way down, like
Right.
how Body cuts his
Absolutely.
shirts.
You know what?
That's like you're barely wearing a shirt.
See, so Rob Fish used to do that, and I used to try to do that.
Rob Fish?
Yep.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't remember
He
seeing
was
him.
wearing it looked like a weird like Lululemon sort of thing. Like
Yeah.
And I have tried, and because I don't have what's this muscle right here? We know what this muscle's
Wings?
called. Wings. Since I don't have wings,
Traps. I don't know.
trapezoids. Since I have no trapezoids, I look foolish if I do that. I just look like I sell dope.
But we want to send a big thanks to Sam, who has been supporting us, not just for the past however many episodes, but for a long time. We really appreciate you, and we hope everyone goes out and gets that Triple B money.
Yeah. So
I'm looking over your shoulder. Did he just put out something by a band that's literally been on the tip of everybody's tongues this week? Go down a little bit. Did I see something that said Baydream?
He did. He
oh
released
yeah.
the,
Okay. So let's talk about that.
Culture Abuse cassette. He did. Now Epitaph put out Baydreams by Culture Abuse,
No, but the cassette, right?
but the cassette, the limited and highly sought after cassette,
Triple B. Limited edition.
I believe they're limited to 500. These might be gone by the time you hear this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're not, use the promo code Axe to Grind
Snatch it up.
and be able to buy the cassette for a mere $7.20.
$7.20. That's it.
Bargain.
720 skate.
Skate or die.
So, let's talk about it, fam. What's today?
Father's Day.
Hardcore Yearbook, 1992. Can I do like a spoken word soliloquy?
Yes.
I will not bow down. No, that's like a little later, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will not bow down,
1992
America.
is a time of great discord in the country, in
Tremult.
the world. Yes.
November Rain by Guns N' Roses, big.
Big single.
Whitney and Bobby Mary.
What was the number one movie in 1992?
I believe it was the November Rain music video.
Which is
Because
wonderful.
they built a church for $10 million.
Everybody needs some time on their own.
Blink 182 Form
in 1992?
in 1992.
Old.
So when they're singing songs about being in high school, remember they're in their late 20s.
Oof.
And now they're in their mid to late
50s.
40s.
Yeah. Their last tour, I dropped my boss off at it, and I was like, "How was it?" He's like, "Well, they're 50, and they had a giant bulb light up behind them, like like one of those giant
Yeah.
displays that just said fuck." And he was like,
And one of them just had a seizure and just fell out.
he's like, it was pretty tired, and I was like, I don't know, man. I hope that when I'm 50, I'm still lighting up a giant fuck.
and then
Making
he
a
was
couple
like,
of bucks.
You know,
and then after that, he was like, other than that, I fell in love with the rock show.
She said what? And I said...
Steve
is in it.
there was
Come
a
on,
lot.
man.
There was a lot.
What was like the number one movie? Look, give me 1992.
Well, firstly,
Fucking music.
I'm just telling you that Candiria formed in 1992.
They were called Avenging Angel.
Oh wow!
Yeah, don't forget that in 1992 we have a bit of an expert. So
I would not call myself an expert.
no, but you're good. You've got more.
It's in my
stories.
lane.
Oh, we're swerving into that lane today, my friend.
Oh boy.
Heavy. 1992. We're gonna take you on quite a journey. If you're young,
Aladdin.
stay with us. If you're old, I know you're already staying with us.
This was
Aladdin's
give
the
you the
number one
top-
music.
Oh wow, this is a
Number one movie.
number one movie.
Aladdin,
Aladdin. Number two, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
a classic.
Yeah.
Batman
Featuring our-
Returns.
featuring
Sons
featuring
Theater.
future president Donald
Yeah,
Trump.
that's right.
Lethal Weapon 3,
Yeah, not the great one.
No.
A Few Good Men,
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sister Act,
Oh,
Yeah, it
that's
should've been higher.
yeah.
The Bodyguard,
My thinking.
Oh, I'm with that too.
Yeah.
Wayne's World.
God, you got to
Good
think.
one.
You got to think. Whitney married Bobby. The Bodyguard is the peak. That's the
Peak
biggest
Whitney
song.
and she met Bobby. So that's Bobby gets the W there.
Yeah, I mean, I am the look. I know that saying that you're a Bobby fan is scandalous, but like, I wish that I want Bobby to win in life.
Yeah, what
right?
about that? Well, R.I.P. Bobby. What about that Bobby soundtrack song for Ghostbusters 2?
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Fantastic
Yeah.
song.
Dude, that whole, he was
I guess I'm gonna have to take
My Prerogative.
control.
Great song. Every little step.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Oh, Clips formed. Collective Soul. Damn, a lot of Damnation AD. Okay, look, these are all bands that formed in 1992, but that's not.
Where are you finding this?
That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
What we're talking about.
We just want to give you a snapshot of
yeah, a
what
little
was going on.
snapshot.
Bill Clinton is the president.
Bill Clinton, I believe, is the president.
Oh no, he's about to be.
He's about to be the president.
We got George Bush.
Yes. Let's see. I'm going to look up the number one song.
1992. Let's see. Wayne's World was big. I believe at Latham Ridge Elementary School, me and all my friends learned all the words to Bohemian Rhapsody and would sing it at lunch. That seemed quite amazing at the time.
Discordance Axis formed in 1992. God, this is weird.
They've been around for 26
Yeah.
years.
No, I knew that.
God, that's weird.
Oh, what do you think the number one song is of 1992?
Smells like Teen Spirit.
No.
No?
Discordance Axis.
I'll show you the world by Aladdin.
Yeah,
No.
movie.
Close. I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, of course.
What's 1991's biggest song? It's
Please hold.
Brian Adams.
It might be.
I know. This is a big song.
Well, check out some. All right, indulge me.
Okay,
Some
please.
of the bangers.
I'd love to indulge you.
Black or White, Michael Jackson, 1991.
Good song.
Don't Let
Undeniable.
the Sun Go Down on Me, George Michael, Elton John.
I'm
I'm Too
hasn't
Sexy.
aged one.
It's a little schmaltzy. Oh, I'm Too Sexy's good.
Yeah.
To Be With You, Mr. Big.
No.
Yeah.
Jump by Criss Cross.
Yeah.
That's class.
Baby Got Back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a number one song.
Can't avoid it.
for 5 weeks.
As I mean, it should have been 6.
This used to be my playground.
Oh, big fan. Big fan.
How Do You Talk to an Angel by The Heights?
Yep.
Which was the TV program.
Yes, exactly right.
Ray Pruitt.
Bob and I know a lot about this.
Ray Pruitt.
Shout out P. Flynn, Ray Pruitt. You know what's up.
So I'm looking up 1991 while you guys
Okay,
can
all right. Well, very good.
Okay, so
It
1992.
was.
Yeah.
Number one song was Everything I Do It For You.
Yeah.
Brian
Robin
Adams.
Hood.
Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah. Episode's over. Here's the deal. Those of you that enjoyed 2010 when we did this, it's the same format. Although a lot of these are chosen randomly. A random generator picks these for us.
As you saw on Twitter.
Yeah,
Right.
we did a video of it because I put every year from 1978 to 2015. So I think that's what we're going to try to do every year.
So here's the deal. 2010 was a lot of your sweet spots. It was a lot of our listeners when they got
Everyone was alive for that.
Yes, they got into hardcore around then, or they either loved hardcore then, or they hated hardcore then. So everybody had an opinion. 1992 is a little trickier because a lot of you were fucking children,
Or not born.
or not born, or like so.
Or getting out of hardcore because
Yes.
it sucked.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Or getting into it because you were young. And this
Okay,
was up.
so actually, let's talk about a larger idea for a second.
Sure.
I guess on an episode I shitted on 1985, and somebody, two people I think jumped in to say, no, every year is good if you dive deep, and I think that's probably true if you you can find something of worth, but that doesn't mean it was a good year. You know what I mean? And knowing what we know, because we have the list in front of us, 1992, good year, bad year?
I would say low key good year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right. That's a really tough question because I'm going to do binary. Bad year for hardcore.
Okay. I could
Good
see,
year for some like adjacent stuff, and actually,
Yeah.
like I was surprised. I thought it was going to be worse, and I was actually surprised. For my leaning, it's the death knell to 80s hardcore. Is 1992. You had some bleed over into 90 and 91. 1992, the casket is nailed shut.
I think it's more than quiet. It's the silence of the grave. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
What's your answer? Good or bad? Give a binary.
okay, if you're asking, there's just not enough good to make it good. Like I think that there is some good. There's some
I
really
agree,
good
yeah.
records, but there's not enough good for me to say that this was a good year.
Yeah.
Okay, so how are we gonna do this? Same format as last time?
Same format as last time. I'll kind of read down and we'll all give our feelings. Feels good?
Let's do it.
All right. We're starting in the nation's capital here. 1992. Circus Lupus, Super Genius.
Okay. Now I was Mr. Discord for maybe 5 years. You know what I mean? Particularly 2 of those years where I was very bored with hardcore and just decided to. Every time I'd leave the house, I'd go buy a new fucking
New record on Discord.
Yeah.
New old record.
yeah. But this one never made my radar, not once.
I'd never heard it before doing so for this listen through because
Same.
I had heard the name a bunch,
Yep.
but never listened. Same, Tom?
Yeah, absolutely.
And apparently that's a major theme because their listenership on Spotify will probably triple when we talk about them on this because that's how low it is. So
This record got reissued by Discord sometime in the last, like 2011 maybe.
Okay.
Which was sort of surprising, but maybe they just repressed it and gave it a new year.
yeah,
My immediate thought was how much a band like Me Without You owes to, among other bands, but a band like Circus Lupus who were spastic, had a lot of melody, very angular and off-kilter music. And what my one-liner on this is that they bridge the gap from 80s Revolution summary kind of stuff, but more specifically Rites of Spring, because they sound very different than many of those other bands, and something like Me Without You.
I hear it. I think, Tom, you had a take that I
Yeah.
thought was interesting,
Yeah.
too.
It's also members of Soulside. in this band,
Oh,
which
that
actually
makes sense,
a lot
yes.
more
Okay, yeah.
Totally.
This is where Ink and Dagger got it.
Yeah.
I feel like they sound a lot. If you like Ink and Dagger, check out this Circus Lupus Super Genius record. It reminds me a lot of it. It's very angular. Vocally, he sounds like Sean, or
Yep.
Sean sounds like him. But yeah, it was cool. I had never listened to it before, and I really liked it.
And the only thing I think of with my Ink and Dagger is that Ink and Dagger's a little more aggressive at their more aggressive points.
Sure.
And this is more measured, but it was interesting to hear this because I actually think this was a sound for a minute. I think there was a bunch of bands who kind of fit this, and I forget it, and then it's like, oh yeah, if you're a band like Ink and Dagger, or to be honest, Me Without You is not from a different pool than the guys from Ink and Dagger.
No,
And
that's all the same water, yeah.
same water. You probably were into this kind of thing. The Discord early '90s bands, Nations of Ulysses, all that kind of stuff, and that informed your sound, whichever way you took it. And I think both those bands are examples where they took it and did it better and or more aggressively. But this record surprised me because I put it on expecting to skip, eject. And no, I listened to it and went back to it and was like, this is not terrible.
Did you touch a cat?
Oh, yeah, there's some cats going on.
Yeah,
I think it was
I'm
just, I didn't
sorry,
touch
your
them, but
eyes
it's
are-
okay. They'll ease up. I just rubbed them, so
Gotcha.
I'm really emotional about Circus Lupus.
I mean, it is the end of Revolution Summer.
So,
Oh,
also on Discord.
we'll go right into it. Lungfish, talking songs for walking.
Changed my life.
This is a Pat Kinlan band. I got nothing.
What are you gonna? It's good. Here, it's a good record. I like it.
Is it possible I saw them?
Yes.
Yeah,
I saw
totally.
them twice in Brooklyn.
Would they have? I think I've seen them. There were so many bands that I saw opening for Fugazi
Yeah.
that I didn't pay that much attention to.
Did you see the Evens?
I know who they are. I've never seen them.
Okay, so that's the later.
It's
later.
Ian
Yeah.
and yeah.
I
Amy?
I saw I saw Dan Higgs open for the Evens,
Yeah.
but it wasn't Lungfish. But Lungfish almost certainly has opened for Fugazi. So,
All right, go on.
Is there a weird
related.
connection
I mean,
between Lungfish and a certain other band from Baltimore?
oh yes, there is.
What's that connection?
What's the fella's name? Goddamn. Original player in Trapped Under Ice is the son of Dan Higgs. Two more. I mean, I don't know either man personally, so I couldn't say. But the outer wash on these two men, the outer coat, could not be any different. It's very funny.
Yeah.
Like my father and I are very different, but I don't think that different. Lungfish is a
I forget-
it's
yeah, he had a
crazy. It's
nickname.
crazy that his name escapes me right now.
Yeah.
It's a wild connection.
It's a
And-
wild
yeah.
connection.
So Lungfish, talking songs for walking. This is one of the main Lungfish records.
So this is this is not technically the first record. I believe it is the first LP, and they tack on an EP on the end on the CD version. It is. It literally changed my life. I bought this and listened to it once, didn't like it or understand it, revisited it maybe a year later, and it clicked in such a strong way that it has shaped. Klippa is the gentleman's name.
That's it.
Yes.
That's why he had the nickname. Okay. Got it.
So, changed my life. Set me on a course. It's a rare occasion when you hear something and you say, oh, that made the sound that I have been trying to make or that I want to make.
Right.
It beat me to it. I've had this experience maybe 3 times in my entire life. And I saw Lungfish a couple times, a deeply impressive band. And this record is early. They still have some like emo on them.
Yep.
And it is a beautiful, brilliant record. I would suggest anybody give it a shot if you have any. This is like if you're into like hardcore or like emo of that era. This you can't go wrong.
No, this is the record too. I would tell people to check this one out.
I don't think this is their best, but this is one that you should check out if you're like if you like. This is more immediate than later stuff.
Yes. Shudder to Think. Get Your Goat.
Okay, so
thoughts?
Shudder to Think is I don't think in 2018 anybody's cup of tea per se, but really remarkable voice on this man.
Yeah.
I love the cover of "I'm So Into You" that is not on this record. It's on the
Yeah.
other one. This is for kind of weirdos of melody. Like it is. You have to like an ultra talent voice over
And he is.
rock, and he is an ultra talent.
What, Craig Wedren?
Is that right? It is something else.
Yeah. And they got glammier
yes.
after
Yes.
leaving
And-
Discord. And,
And it doesn't always work, but it's
incredibly talented. guy.
yes. And now I believe they all do soundtrack music, and that's how they make their living.
Yeah.
And so 2 bands from Discord notably left the label to sign with major labels, which was like a thing.
Oh yeah.
That's not taken
Yeah.
lightly. It was seen kind of as like,
Especially
what is
with-
happening?
Yeah.
And one of them was Shudder to Think, and the other was the band Jawbox, who in 1992 released the LP Novelty. Another band of this group who I just wrote them off. I don't know why.
That's interesting to me because Jawbox was one of the, like, that and Quicksand were both forced on me as a kid. I
Yeah.
rejected Quicksand, took Jawbox.
And I see the like when I listen to it, I was like, why didn't I like this? I love Quicksand.
Yeah.
And this is right. It doesn't sound like Quicksand per se, but if you like Quicksand, I'd be surprised if you didn't like Jawbox.
For sure. This is a very good record. It's heavy.
It's heavy, but it's got a real rhythm to it. There's parts that bounce. It is definitively post-hardcore.
Yes.
Like more melodic than the New York version of post-hardcore at this time, the early 90s sound, but really like this is somewhere, it's a midway point, to use, Walter bands. It's a midway point between Quicksand and Rival Schools.
That's accurate. So this is Jay Robbins.
Vocally very competent too. Really nice vocals.
I
on this
mean,
record.
better than Quicksand in that respect. This is Jay Robbins, who is,
Famous producer now.
Yeah, famous recording engineer. Drug Church recorded with him, and while there, we talked about, I forget how it got started, but his favorite band is Killing Joke. And now with that understanding, his early career makes a lot of sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't hear Killing Joke on the two Jawbox records that I like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Now I can ID. I see it all.
We don't talk about it here much, but you've talked about Killing Joke a lot.
I'm not a super fan because there's a couple albums that you could just leave off my fucking thing.
But what's the record to check out?
Okay. So there's a self-titled that anybody on Earth should check out, and then there is another self-titled 20 years later that's the one that Dave Grohl drums on.
Oh, right.
That is shockingly good. I had no expectation that it would be good, but it was fucking great. And they have moments throughout the career that are just so fucking impressive.
Anything on Jawbox, Tom?
I dig them. Not a huge fan, but
Did you see them back?
a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How were they
so-
live?
Fine, like heavy,
Yeah.
like that kind of. There was like that weird, like you said, like with like there was Quicksand. Was that band Paw?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like kind of like heavy rock, but like low endy. It was,
yeah.
it was fine. It never really struck me.
Yeah.
Savory, like you said, was the hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the hit.
That's a hit.
When I listened to it, I actually talked to a friend and was like, yo, if you listen to Jawbox Novelty, and they were like, no. I remembered it. It wasn't good. I was like, I'm really surprised because I'd never checked it out. I really like this record.
I like it better
surprised.
now than I did then.
Right, and
Yeah.
and the said friend also went, oh, yeah, no, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Went and
Yeah.
listened to it, I was like, yeah. So that's one of this stuff right off the bat. This first group, which we still have a couple to go through here, that's my one that I'd recommend. I really, really like that one.
This is Patrick's Lane. I got the next group.
Yes, you do.
I got nothing to say on this.
Nation of Ulysses, Play Pretty for Baby.
I hate this.
Hate it.
I hate this.
See, I think this. I thought this would be up your alley.
No, this is actually interestingly
Pretentious dudes in suits.
this is the origin of sass.
Yes.
So like, if you
They have some weird connections to, I believe, the Riot Girl scene too.
That's
which
true.
is odd, yeah.
Because if I'm getting my timing correctly, because Bikini Kill was contemporaries to this band.
Yes.
Ian Stravononius, whatever
Yeah.
the fuck his name is, was always like a out front big advocate.
Yes.
And like, look, that dude loves music as much as I do. He's just terrible at expressing it. He comes off so fucking corny.
Yeah.
But some of our listeners, so to me, because of the men in this room, I tend to think of us as being sass exclusionists. You know what I mean?
Assassinations.
Yeah. Like we're not necessarily
Sass assassins?
We're not necessarily sassy guys.
Sass assassins.
But,
No, Sass does not play well in this room.
But I want to give a shout out to our listeners that don't share some of our predilections,
Brothers or leanings, yeah.
but still listen.
Bless.
Because a lot of you do like sass, and God bless
No,
you.
yeah,
it
yeah.
sucks.
Yeah,
but
I'm not with it. But Nation of Ulysses is the birth of Sass.
yes, 100% the origin.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You know?
Because these are dudes who, from the stories I know, it's the dudes who, in the post-hardcore, like in hardcore, punk came, there was a good amount of sass in that first wave, intentional or un, and then hardcore comes, kind of hardcore's like, nah, no sass,
Yeah.
no sass.
Got a little masculine.
And then Nation of Ulysses is among the first who are like, no, what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
We're wearing full suits to
Yeah.
this basement show.
If you dig what Dennis from The Refuse does,
This,
this
he got
is
every
exactly
beat
what
from
I
it.
got.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
every
take
the
it
beat from
dance,
this.
the dress,
Yeah. All of it. Yeah,
All right, so whatever. Musically, meh.
It does nothing for me.
Swizz with Dave.
So this is after Nathan left, and so it should be worse. It's not. It's great.
It's not. It's
It's
good.
fucking
Yeah.
great.
This is my first exposure to Swizz, and I really liked it.
Yeah, it's
just
great.
a couple songs.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Fucking great. They broke up shortly thereafter, but it's fucking great.
Brooklyn.
Whoa.
Biohazard, Urban Discipline.
I think it's an all-time classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say that with no like.
No reservations.
No.
Not an ounce of compunction.
No, I think this is a pretty fun, great record.
Okay.
And I think this is like a game changer.
I-
1992. It's definitely a transfer. It's like it's a breaking point.
I think that Game Changer might be true. Classic.
For better or for
Yeah,
worse.
right.
But,
Sure.
I mean, it's a classic to a lot of people.
Yeah. I agree. You know what, though?
Have you seen the Punishment video?
Right, but we've talked about this. It's a classic to many people now, but I feel like there
People
was,
hated them.
Yes.
As a kid,
Yes.
that didn't know any better,
Yes.
I was like, this band is fucking the cool. You know,
Yeah.
even then I knew it was kind of corny.
Sure, but
But I was just like, this is so cool. They're from Brooklyn. Like I've seen them at shows. They
Yeah.
played at the same place. Like so that kind of thing.
Right.
Whatever. But like they were like a fucking joke.
right,
Like,
and we, as adults, we're not mad at that. But I what I'm saying is, I think it was just quiet to be an advocate for them for a lot of years.
For art,
Yeah.
I think it's like this is a good story of how music goes around. This record was huge,
Oh yeah,
huge.
Yes.
Friend of mine, friend of the podcast, Dave from New Jersey, now in Texas. Punk, crust punk, tribal war intern, the whole bit. But when he got into stuff, he's like Biohazard, Urban Discipline,
yeah.
I mean,
because it was the timing. Now I think Pat, you're a couple years later, kind of.
Yeah, I'm
too.
I'm definitely late for this.
Yeah, and me too. However, I think by 95, 96, Biohazard had gotten so big, they were not canonical for people to pass down necessarily. Maybe outside, maybe in Brooklyn it still was.
No,
you know?
not really. But I mean,
You know what I mean? Like-
no, yeah, because they were playing like fucking like arenas and shit.
Yeah.
Life of
exactly.
Agony, Biohazard, Typo Negative, they were not canonical because it was like,
It-
they're opening for Oz.
Yeah, they're on fucking 95.9 The Rat.
It left L'Amour's too quickly.
Yeah.
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 But I mean, their shows at this time were full scale riots.
Oh, I'm
Like
sure.
crazy.
Yeah.
Fucking like L'Amour, like these shows were pretty fucking dangerous. You know what I mean? And like, I think both Shades of Grey and the Punishment video are like all time hardcore video classics.
I won't take it away.
I mean, they're moshing on the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
Richie from Darkside stage dives on the Brooklyn Bridge
That's kind of cool.
and mushes Billy Graziday. Next time, watch it.
Yeah.
He literally like strafes his like hand across his face just to be
Really?
a dick. Yeah, it was one of those things. It was like these dudes are herbs, but we want up in the video, so
Yeah,
everyone showed up anyway.
Of course.
But
But the
think it's a
record's
great-
big, right? Yeah, like
Yeah,
And how would you explain it to someone who's say there's someone who's listening right now who's never heard Biohazard?
like how I describe the band, or like
Yeah.
the phenomenon that they were at the time.
both things. Let's start with how would you describe the music, and because it's like it's sort of the synthesis of New York hardcore but metal,
Yeah,
and the production is big.
yeah. I mean, they were pretty at the time. It was pretty original.
yeah.
I mean, they
No,
were
I
like the
wouldn't-
precursor to new metal.
yeah.
Yes.
In a lot of ways.
You know what I mean?
There was some
very
there's some
rappy.
urban bounce, absolutely.
Yeah, and that was a big question about them too at the time. It was like
yeah.
they're not from the hood.
No. Sure.
They played it up,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think they're kind of like if the Cro-Mags, like in that kind of Cro-Mags Biohazard, like I mean Cro-Mags like AF, but a little bit more metal, a little bit more like rappy.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you listen to like
Taking that
One
stuff and
Voice
moving
or
into
whatever,
moving that into the 90s even more,
Yeah.
better production, better, and they're skilled players. They know
Oh,
how to play
absolutely.
their instruments.
Yeah, there's a guy who rapped and there was a guy who could scream.
Fun fact: I was hanging out with my significant other's father today, who can remember. He's like, Brooklyn in the '50s was mostly farms.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, so just remember, as urban as you think a place is. No, but
Yeah, I mean, we had people on our street that I grew up in Sunset Park that were like, "Yeah, I remember there was literally not, like if you listen to that, like there was a creek under our street, and like literally you could hear the water running still."
that's
Really?
amazing.
Yeah, and like that there was like one tree that like that was where the next house was, and it was literally like a half a block away.
I was hearing a lot about Brooklyn potato farms. Pretty interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's actually about to do something.
So urban discipline.
I think a lot of people will back me on saying it's a classic.
Now they
Yeah.
will. Yeah, yeah.
A
yeah.
retro-
No, and I think
Classic.
bands like Blacklisted, Cold World.
I mean,
Some of the
Cold World
heavier stuff.
especially.
Yeah,
Italian.
Yes.
Mongoloids, Bitter End. All those bands brought that and said, no, give it a cosign, and said, this is good, and kind of brought a light to it. So here it is.
I mean, Bitter End is
1992.
Biohazard without the corny parts.
It's
And a
not-
little less. I don't think they're quite as talented musically. I don't think they can. I don't think
Well,
their chops are
I-
as.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just they're going for
You know what?
the non-corniness.
You know what Biohazard is? A thing with Biohazard to me is that it's very halting. So like when it does groove, I guess you
Yeah.
could call it. It to me, it sounds like the song stops. A thing that Bitter End doesn't do. You know what I mean? So like that sort of like
Yeah.
we're going for a. Not a chug. It's not a chug because Biohazard doesn't necessarily
No,
chug.
they bounce in a
Yes.
heavy way, and the thing I will say about this record, it's dramatic, and they catch
go with
those
that.
moments of.
Hold on,
You know what I
I-
mean?
I don't
if
want-
you can't bounce to urban discipline, you should check your rhythm.
Yeah, you're not
And Danny
bouncing.
Schuler like changed the way hardcore drummers play for a long time.
For better
A
and
lot-
worse.
Yeah, a lot of like
Right,
like everything
right.
was that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
So,
Yes.
hold on. I'm sorry that I didn't offer this context earlier. When we were talking about DC stuff, Fugazi did not put out a record in 1992, but it was between two of their big records. So just so everybody understands the landscape, we're going to do our best to do that.
We want you. we want to paint a kind of holistic picture of
Yeah.
what the world is.
So imagine Fugazi is in pure tour mode, really exciting people
Yeah.
around this time. So I just think it's interesting. At the same time, you got Biohazard, you have Fugazi, and conceivably you could see them one night and then the next, and that's just fascinating.
And you
because-
might, and there were people who were doing both, and then there was really divergent places. Like there was a lot of people. You were doing both.
yeah, I saw Fugazi and Biohazard around this time.
Yeah,
That's
there
awesome.
you go.
That's awesome.
And I saw Bad Religion. So Biohazard covers Bad Religion on this record.
Yeah.
We're only going to die of our own arrogance. And years later, I saw probably like 1993, 1994. It was Sam I Am, Green Day, and Bad Religion headlining at the Roseland, and they brought out. It didn't seem like they were really into the idea, but they brought out Biohazard to do "We're Only Going to Die"
Oh wow.
with Bad Religion.
Yeah.
And then Bad Religion did what Biohazard song?
Urban Discipline. I
Yeah,
think.
they hit Urban Discipline.
So
Damn, that's weird.
no,
no, they didn't actually do that. But like Greg Graffin was literally standing behind Evan and like mocking him.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not?
yeah.
But like, and then at the end they're like,
Evan just turns around and clocks him.
song stopped, and like Greg Graffin's like, "Yo, peace," like overtly making fun of Biohazard
Yeek.
in front of 4,000 people at fucking Roseland. It was awkward. Like, then don't call him up.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It was
right,
like
right.
such. I was just like,
Yeah, that's a whack move.
that's corny. Like, don't
Right,
bring him
we
up.
calling
That's
you out,
fine.
man.
That's probably somebody's like A&R or manager making a phone call.
50-year-old 1993 Greg Gavin.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Next,
Next.
Another
this is
classic.
Another big one. Madball dropping many suckers EP.
Yeah.
oh dude,
Because I think, okay, tell me, what's Madball's peak in your view?
I'd probably have to say Set It Off.
I think Set It Off.
Yeah, I mean, so when I went and listened to this, it made me want to listen to Set It Off. That's all it did, really. You know what
Now,
I mean?
mind you, this is like a 16-year-old Freddie Madball.
Look, I know, and I actually, I respect this. It's just like,
This is pre-Hoya, I think. This is
Yes,
still
it
Roger.
is. Yep, it is.
Right.
this is still a hard record, but it's not the type of hard that I want from them.
Yo,
Does that make
this
sense?
this record, honestly, I was like, wow, did they? It was like they took from the it's the first record, the first 7-inch,
Ball
Ball of
Destruction.
Destruction, which is just AF songs.
Yep.
Yeah.
They took that influence out and replaced it with Killing Time influence, I think, and a little. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, because I hadn't listened to this one in a while, and my go-to now for any of that era is probably Set It Off. That's really
Which has
the
some of
modern
these songs.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, exactly.
Cleaned up and yeah.
But I was like, oh, this reminded me so much of Killing Time, and it like had that kind of triumphant up New York chugging, but like in a proficiency way, not like a not a chuggy way. And it's really good. It's very
so
straightforward,
good.
right?
Oh man.
Like
Yeah.
when this came out, what was your vibe on it? If
I
you
thought it
remember,
was fucking hard as shit.
yeah.
I saw them right after this, right before, like as they got signed to Roadrunner, they played like a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
One of the, I think it was like the last Super Bowl in New York until it came back, or whatever. But I just remember having this on like a friend made like a mixtape.
Yeah.
And I just remember always like going back to these songs. Like that song never had it or fucking. Like,
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's such a tough record, and I think it's fucking perfect.
I think there's people who forget how traditional Madball is. Like, I know I do easily
Yeah.
because they start defining, they carve their own niche with Set It Off and demonstrate
I mean,
my
I think they
style.
grew like AF. Because
Yeah.
I feel like Set It Off is more like one, you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
kind of got a little bit groovier as they went along.
No, that's a good point.
You know?
But this is really like, if you like 80s New York hardcore, this record should be in your
Yeah,
Bible.
yeah, yeah,
This
I
is
agree
like
with that.
right
I mean, if you
there,
like
know?
hardcore, you should probably
Yeah.
like it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Okay, these are three that I didn't get a chance to really revisit, but maybe you
can
guys
speak
have
to
some
it.
thoughts. Yuppicide, Fear, Love.
this is the only Yuppicide record I like.
I
You
love
Yuppicide.
I love Yuppicide. I love this band.
Rampage
Let's go.
Records.
I think okay.
Cage,
So
is it?
Yeah. all these next three were on
That's
Wreckage.
cool.
No,
Oh, Wreckage.
and
That's right.
Madball
That's how I
too.
pulled it. Yeah, that's
Madball
right.
was
That's how
too.
I pulled it. Yeah.
so this is a strange band. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah.
It's I don't know what these dudes. I don't know how accepted these dudes were. I didn't see these dudes play around. Like I was too young for all this.
My vibe was that they were always kind of like weird.
Yeah,
dudes
they
on
all,
the outside.
but I feel like this whole scene had their own thing.
See, but who
Like
else was
the
in it?
Bad Trip.
Yeah, this was the
Okay.
Bad Trip Go scene evolved.
Yeah.
into Yuppicide.
Yeah.
Because Yuppicide is peculiar. It's really there's punk parts, there's hardcore parts, but
Speaking parts.
yeah, right. But there's also
Free
like
love.
yes, and
Very British. Wears makeup.
large, tall British vocalist who sometimes would wear stilts, wear makeup. There's a performance aspect to it that New York hardcore otherwise didn't have.
For sure.
And it is just honestly odd.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's good though. It's cool.
And if you need any sort of color here, one time the singer was out on a date and I saw him in the city and I started chatting him up like a total Punisher, and it was just so evident that he's like, I'm on a date, you know what I mean? But shout out to him. He was actually an influence on me when I was a kid because I thought this stuff was so wild and that it was just like
You ever wear stilts?
I've never worn stilts.
How did you get into this?
Album art probably.
Yeah,
Like, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Because and also weirdly, I picked up a lot of the wreckage material.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, like
readily available kind of thing. I think.
Yeah,
it was
I think so,
distributed
too.
very well around here.
but I really
Says you.
I
Yeah,
You
true.
weren't out there on tour.
True. But that's what I mean. Around here.
Yeah.
Like,
you go get it for like $1.99 at Bleecker Bob's
Yeah.
in the news section the whole time.
but if you are into if you're into hardcore but you feel like it's often self-limiting and not fun enough or experimental enough or willing to go out on a ledge, Yuppicide might be your shit because it is. I mean, they've only got like 6 real hits, but like,
Yeah.
but the hits are fucking really fun, really really fun.
All right. Skipping over one, but just doing Bad Trip, Fear, and Loathing. Because we talked about this a little bit. Any thoughts?
I really can't.
I don't really. I was
Yeah.
going to speak about Mind Over Matter. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we're gonna dig into Mind Over Matter.
Mind Over Matter.
Bad Trip, Fear, and Loathing came out. We don't have too much to say about it, but it kind of is part of the same world.
Noisy, weird, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Bad Trip 7-inch. Positively bad. Mind Over Matter. Mind Over Matter.
They were kind of like the precursor to all of Long Island hardcore
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
I hear him name checked for that too.
for everything.
Yeah.
Everyone that's gone on to be bigger has kind of will name check Mind Over Matter. This is like more hardcore record than the other stuff.
Okay.
All the stuff after this, like the LPs, are a little bit more.
Alti.
Well, yeah, like Don Fury, post-core.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You know, but this is like the last. They have like there's the song "Soldier Unknown" that's really good on there. But yeah, they were kind of like the godfathers of Long Island hardcore and kind of changed everything out there. What else you got, Bob?
All right, we're gonna go to a different world, a world of a bulldog. Starting with The Worlds Collide, self-titled 7-inch.
Nobody on Earth cares. not a living
I got
human
nothing.
being.
All right.
Nobody cares.
Well, so they were a DC band.
Brian Turner?
Yep, pre-Damnation, pre-Battery. Well, kind of alongside Battery. I actually got their former roadie to give me some commentary.
All right.
Let's see. And he also, this is a record that came out. What's that?
No, I'm just
No,
producing.
Do I need to speak up, or what is it?
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah. There's gonna be stuff we don't want to talk about, and stuff we do want to talk about.
Yes.
So we'll talk about it. Worlds Collide 7-inch. Worlds Collide 7-inch came out summer '92. Loved their music. Would see them every chance I could. Thought the 7-inch was a victim of bad production.
Always, yeah.
I didn't know anything about audio sounds, but I know it sounded overproduced. According to a loudmouth in Ohio who shall remain nameless, Worlds Collide was playing fucking metal in a hardcore world, which was meant to be a diss, but that's what I actually loved. So, yeah, good stories. Thank you, Greg.
I saw them once, I think.
I
They
think
were like an opener. on
They
something.
toured a lot, and
Yeah.
you made a comment earlier at a episode before now about the '90s before it was cool, and
Yeah.
Worlds
Yeah.
Collide is the '90s before it was cool.
Yeah, like this is like the dividing line, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a few. We're gonna get to a couple records. We're like, oh yeah, that's cool '90s, and this is not cool '90s.
Yeah. Speaking of not cool 90s.
Iceburn Firon 7-inch.
Okay, I revisited this for this podcast. This is a highly creative, highly talented band that does not have a memorable part across 25 songs.
Well,
Did they get weird around this time, or is this before the weird?
Okay, so
this is the first foray to weird, I believe.
yes, it is.
And this is as I asked someone about Iceburn, who was like, "Oh yeah, the first Iceburn record I got was Burn Fall, the 7-inch, which was also on Victory," and they're like, "That record's fucking great." And so then Firon came out, and they were like, their quote was, "I've never been more disappointed than when that record came out."
Wow.
If you found something to sink your teeth into on the material before this, you would be disappointed. This is like one listen music. There's nothing wrong with it except that it has not an ounce of hummability. Like not an ounce.
Right. You don't have to watch it again. It's
Yeah.
a movie
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
want to watch again. Well, I just remember about them also when I think of Iceburn, I think of they played like one of the Rev Fests.
Yep.
And like they were like, I remember like people talking about like set times or whatever, and it's like, yeah, they go on at like 6:30 and they're playing till 8 or something.
Yep.
Yep.
Like they got like a 90-minute set because
Yep.
it's like, well, no one's gonna be here anyway, and all their songs are weird and scrunky.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll give them as much time as they want.
Okay, so this band again, like, is really talented.
There
is
are
really
people
creative.
who really ride for this band. Very few.
I don't
people.
know any, but
Much more on the West Coast. It's a really weird band.
And the bass player ended up being the singer in Handsome.
Also a touring member of Bush.
Yes.
Is it? Not
Yeah.
Chris Trainer.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Not on records, just touring. I'm
Yeah.
pretty
Okay.
sure, yeah. But yeah, this band, really hard to explain. If you want to hear them, this would be a good place to start because it's just a couple tracks. But go to Burnfall first because there are people, I've spoken to many people who are like, yo, that shit's really good, it's hard. And they took a complete left turn and buy the 3 LPs on Revelation. Stuff is jazzy and jammy.
Yeah.
So can you hear the sound in our voices? This is kind of 1992.
Some
Stuff's
good shit.
weird. We're
Some
getting to some
weird
good stuff, but it's weird. There's a lot of talking parts. There's people sitting down at shows. There's people confused as what they should be doing. It's a weird time for hardcore.
And we're going to get to it soon, but there's only a couple bands that are transitioning into something else and doing that well.
Yeah.
Because everybody's transitioning.
Yes.
But not everybody's doing it well.
No, and my one of my overlying themes for this is that there was a lot of guys with guitars who decided they really knew how to play guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Who don't know how to play guitar.
That's correct.
Yeah, can we get that fan to oscillate wildly? Thank you.
Good reference.
Get it. Fuck that guy. He's racist.
The amount of
Can we oscillate the other way, like where the people are?
I was just thinking
Jesus, dude.
we're oscillating towards a wall right now. Hold on.
The number of dudes and number of records with like fucking acoustic intros or soft, clean guitar intros. I can't believe it. This one doesn't, but it is pretty fucking bad. Snapcase Comatose.
I didn't even bother. Yeah,
It's fucking bad.
I think everything.
I dislike
before-
Snapcase, but this is so much worse
Different
than the other
singer,
stuff.
correct?
Is it?
I'm almost positive.
I'll be honest. I think that even Looking Glass Self is ass. I think everything before.
I
the two-
loved Looking Glass Elf at the time.
Yeah,
In
now,
retrospect,
no.
it doesn't live.
No.
This is really bad. I don't think even the band would. I think they'd cop. This is bad.
Double check.
yeah, I'm sure
Google
they
that.
would.
I think it's literally a different singer, and Daryl played bass.
Maybe. Yeah, that,
Oh,
that makes
you know what?
sense
I'm pretty
actually.
sure you're
Yeah.
Because there was a band before Snapcase. I don't remember the name. That was much more straightforward, but they transitioned to this. This record was one of the weirdest listens. It's not even on Spotify, which is a good sign. Yeah, you want to answer? Yeah, we
Should I
do a
answer the
call
phone?
show.
I'm
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Go ahead.
Hello.
Live call-in show.
How are you?
Hello?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm recording a podcast right now. What are you doing?
Oh my goodness. No. I just called to say hello.
Oh,
All right. Can I give you a call once we're done with this?
Sure. Sorry. I told you I always call at the wrong time.
That's right. She calls me at work and was like, "I want to throw away this shirt. I love it. Bye."
But
The other day she calls me. I'm on the phone with the city, like the mayor's
Yeah,
office,
yeah.
whatever, and she's like, "So I went through some bags in the attic.
I found
Do you
a
want me to throw
Maelstrom
these shirts
shirt."
out for you?" I'm like,
Yeah,
Mom, right now. She's like, "But do you want me to throw them away? They're like old work shirts." I'm like, "Get rid of them."
Did you say the mayor says there's a
The
haunting?
Blasio says, yeah. But she's the sweetest old Irish lady ever. Anyway, sorry.
yeah. We needed a pick-me-up from that. Snapcase, Comatose. Find
Yeah.
it on YouTube. It's not even on Spotify or stream because it's that bad. But listen to it and be shocked at how bad it is.
Yes.
Any info? Digging? No. All right.
I'm
let's
digging
move
right
on.
now. Discogs just has a large sign that says it is ass.
Okay, good. Moving into another section
Buns.
here. We're going to be talking
Compilations.
two compilations that really spell it out for you. I'm going to start with this one. Rebuilding Comp. Turning Point, Burn, Gorilla Biscuits, No Escape.
One of the best comps ever.
Yeah.
It's not really even a comp. It's only 4 bands.
Four band.
It's a four-way split.
It's a four.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
lot of
It's a
songs,
four band. It's a 7-inch comp. Good burn track. Drown, I think.
Yep.
Turning Point song's all right. GB song is Biscuit Power or
Yeah.
something like a toss
Throwaway.
Yeah.
No
And-
Escape songs are great.
Yes, maybe the best No Escape material, I think. But coming out at the same time, the It's for Life compilation, which featured Mouthpiece, Flagman, Mean Season, Resurrection, Strife, Lifetime, and Unbroken, and Reveal. Do you see the parting of the sea?
Oh, yeah.
Here.
Oh, yeah.
One is the death of 80s hardcore. Turning Point's still around. Burn's still around. No Escape is more 90s. Gorilla Biscuits is still playing in 1992, but it's basically done.
It's
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
Did you get to see GB?
Back then, no.
No, okay,
I
yeah.
missed. I
They
could have
didn't
gone to
play
the
like-
last show. I didn't go.
Yeah, and they're white
Suits, yeah.
Oh,
The
I
white
do
suit,
remember a buddy of mine stole. Well, the statute of limitations is over, so it's fine.
Yeah.
The last Gorilla Biscuit show, they had like these shirts that was like it was like a pizza box.
Pizza box shirt. Yep.
He stole a box of them.
Jesus.
Like, I mean, this is
Yeah.
when we were young. When we realized what he had, eBay didn't exist or whatever, so he
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
was sitting
Right,
on
yeah.
thousands of dollars worth of merchandise.
Yep,
whatever.
sure.
But would literally just like give them out to his friends and all that sort of stuff.
His
and
mom
stole.
called him and said, "I'd like to throw away these shirts."
It says Gorilla Biscuits and it says something about pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, GB broke up this year.
Yeah, that's the year they break up. But so everything is that whole era is winding down, and here this is also like the It's for Life comp is mostly bands on New Age. It eventually gets reissued on Victory, but it was
Right.
it was
I was
initially
confused.
the
Okay.
first version is on Consequence, which
Okay.
is my friend Tony Retman's label. So he put that out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did Consequence.
Wild.
Records. Yeah, so he put that comp out, put it all together. Original version's really cool looking. The Victory version, which you can find, has a weird multicolor cover.
Yep.
Which is very 90s looking. So,
If I recall, it reminds me of Now That's Music.
kind of, yeah. So, I think this is kind of the parting of the seas. This is, hey, here's the new crop. And the New Age Records thing was huge. And all these bands basically were New Age or... No, these are all New Age. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Was this This New Age Fest, is this 25? This 30 years then. It must have been 88.
It's 88. You're right.
Because otherwise, 25 years would have been all this stuff. If this would have been his first year of like strife and this and that. Like,
And he was doing stuff before that
yeah,
too.
so it had to
I
been
think
88,
it's-
probably 88
he's
to
doing 88 to
2018.
2018, right? 30 years. But this is the comp. The Resurrection song is very good. Mouthpiece song is at the wrong speed.
That's interesting.
I don't remember the Flagman song. I think the Lifetime song's good. I think the Strife song was notably something. It was a big deal. Like this is what was happening. Like these are the bands that mattered for the New Age record scene. Do you remember kind of like New Age stuff?
at that time, not really.
Not really. A little later.
Yeah,
You're kinda
yeah.
more aware of it.
I was very Brooklyn. At the
Yeah, well, exactly right. That's the thing is, but from what I've been told is that in a lot of places, New Age just had a stranglehold on stuff. They were what Revelation was, but to a new generation,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people
Right.
really embraced that, and we're really looking for that to grab onto. So, musically, I think it's a no-brainer that I like the Rebuilding comp more. But It's for Life has some stuff going on, and it's kind of like in with the new, out with the old. Any feelings on any of that?
No, I for whatever reason, I find so much of, like, we've talked about how much comps used to matter and how great they can be. I find a lot of the shit that was put on comps around this time to be actually the worst material from the acts. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any fondness.
This is a tale of when when they weren't doing let me put a good song on here to stand out. And this is the
Yes.
first kind of wave
Yes.
where you're seeing a lot of that.
Yes.
Do you know how fans work?
What happened?
Because the
What?
fan is blowing against the fucking wall.
Oh, you're right.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
you're right. That explains why it's so hot.
This guy's fucking feral.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, look at that.
I don't believe in fans.
Wow.
Oh my. So you don't know how they work? I don't believe in communism. I know how it works.
Nothing surprises me less. my
I don't
friend.
do fans. I don't do
I
air
was like,
conditioning.
I don't feel any cooler, and I was like, oh, because it's blowing against
Let me
the
tell you
fucking
this.
outlet.
That's very
That's
nice.
really nice.
That's
Right?
Let
really
me tell you,
nice.
it gets right in.
Wow.
Yeah,
We could give Patrick a letter, an envelope, a stamp, and the address is written on a piece of paper, and that letter would never make it out. He just wouldn't. He'd be like, what is this about?"
I'm not good at instructions.
You're like Survivor Man, but you don't really know how to
No,
survive.
he's unsurvivor, man.
Yeah.
They drop him off in
You're
the
like
woods.
Michael Scott
and
at
he's just,
Survivor Man.
he's just like, well, my battery has 53% left. I guess this is it.
I hope Benny comes find me before.
I'm toast.
I'm gonna look at Instagram.
Let me
for
shoot
half
some
an hour.
texts.
Yeah, that's how you're gonna die.
All right, quick ones then from this same kind of world. Flagman 7-inch, self-titled. You had some feelings.
Shockingly, if this was recorded well, I think we'd remember this in a very different way. I think that this is remarkable. It sounds new age with Sean. It sounds like a new age record with Sean from Ink and Dagger singing, and it is honestly good. If this,
That dude was into the scene into those bands as a young man. So,
okay,
yeah.
so
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think Crud was around back then.
yeah,
Close to it.
Not
Crud's
close to it.
94.
94, yeah.
Right, so it's 92. It's not.
But yeah, but
yeah.
like I'm pretty sure like that dude was into Flagman. Like
that makes a lot of sense.
I thought this was
Are they Pennsylvania?
way better than
New
I
Jersey.
thought.
New Jersey.
Way better. I'd urge people to check
That
this out.
fan is
actually.
making a literal huge difference in
If
my
you
life
can
right
get-
now.
When you use it correctly, it's amazing what it can do.
If you can get past
Thank you,
the
Edison.
recording, this is worth checking out.
Okay. Resurrection Culture 7-inch.
I love Resurrection.
See, it's crazy because I expected this to be good because I hadn't heard it in forever. Flagman, I expected to be bad. I hated this.
Really?
Yeah, I really did.
I like the LP better, but this is very good.
I like the first Resurrection 7-inch. The LP has a couple songs that I like, and I just don't like the production. And this 7-inch is okay. This is just okay. To
Just a
me.
mess, but it's great. Rob Fish yelling over a mess.
Yeah, that is.
That's
what
true.
It is.
It's
that is.
it
what
does
noisy
feel
and
super
muddy
noisy.
and kind of
and that's
like-
kind of the beauty of Resurrection is that they're this
Yeah.
weird. They're a new age band who got run through the mud, and were
Yeah, with an incredible bass player.
And the talk, so New Jersey in 1992 set the stage. On the new age side of things, there's also this little band Rorschach who didn't put out any music,
Yeah.
but were doing their own thing. But on the new age, the three big bands from New Jersey were Mouthpiece, Resurrection, Lifetime. They were all from the
New
same
Age,
scene. Yep, all on new age, all from the same scene, all varying levels of friends, like friends. You know, I think
Yeah.
you could consider that, and all sounded very different. But they would play shows together, and they kind of had this like three-headed monster. So that was big. There was a lot of shows in New Jersey that were very big, kind of because these 3 bands were out there pushing it.
And didn't Ari get Rob to start singing for bands? I think that was the story.
The legends go that Ari and Rob were best friends. Still are very, very good friends, I think. But they were best friends in like high school when like Rob is starting Release and Ari is playing drums in Enough.
That's right.
So there, and then Ari is playing drums in Up Front, and the dude from Up Front, they get a new singer, and then they do this band Courage, who does a split with Release, and like all this shit. Those dudes were buddies from way back and stayed that way. And probably Ari was the one who was like, yeah, you should be singing in a band. There's a lot of Rob Fish stories that I would like to tell, but they'd be out of pocket for me to tell them without him being around.
We can get him on.
Right.
Yeah, I think we
get him
can.
on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tease out one that is, he definitely lost his license before the age of 16 for a long time. And they left for a 108 tour once, and he forgot to bring shoes.
I respect both.
And there's way worse stories than that.
That's
And
like
it's
something
such a-
Patrick would do. Like,
Yeah,
I went out on a full U.S.
yeah.
tour with no shoes.
Yeah.
Maybe no underpants.
I've done it with $50. All right.
All right. So yeah, there we go. Those, and now going right into a couple of these. This isn't New Age, but it's kind of New Age adjacent. We get the Strife self-titled 7-inch and the Strife My Fire Burns On 7-inch on Indecision Records. I think one of these might be New Age. No, I think
This is pre.
yeah, one
this
is on
pre-Good
New
Strife.
Age.
Yeah.
One of them is on New Age. One of them is on Indecision. Pre-Good Strife, they are trying to do Judge, but straying through the early 90s. It's slow. Not much to write home about.
No. Start with One Truth. That's
Even people like I don't like One Truth. I don't like In This Defiance. I wanted to like Strife. I was like, no, they were like more hardcore before that. It's just not very good.
Yeah, not
It's
good.
just not very
You don't
good.
even like that fucking gray 7-inch?
No,
That's the one.
That's the first one I heard.
See, I don't love Strife, but I got to cop to that being really good.
Here's one for you guys: Earth Crisis, All Out War.
Quaint.
The original pressing, 1992.
I mean, it's fucking great.
It's great. It's a mess.
Yeah,
Is it great? It's so fucking weird. The vocals on the
rappy.
first song. Oh my god.
it's weird. It's weird. For the fetus,
yeah.
you know what I mean. For the cat, for the cow, for the rat, for innocent victims, we will attack. We will attack. We will attack.
Sloppy as fuck.
I mean, I think it might have. Is this material that Carl wrote? Like,
I don't know.
So, if I'm getting my Earth Crisis lore correct, he actually wrote the material and formed a band around it.
Around his...
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And later everybody else could play better than he could. So he's like,
That sounds about right, because this is pretty fucking slop.
so like, but I look. I know we talk about Earth Crisis a lot. I don't think Carl gets enough credit for being a weirdly motivated, strange man. And I think those are the type of people I love best in this entire fucking life. So like,
I mean, this dude had a lane since 1992 and hasn't veered from it once.
been odd since I think that the reason that Earth Crisis gets a pass from a lot of people isn't just that the riffs are pretty fucking hard for years. I think it's because like when people see them, it really didn't feel like they were jumping on anybody else's wave. They're fucking weird. You know what I mean?
was
Like
their own thing.
Yeah. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a thing that everybody then did, but they're weird.
It feels if there's a way you could say they felt a part of a scene, like the Victory metal-ish hardcore. But even when you now with this lens of time, it's not like they were tight bros with Snapcase or tight bros with Strife.
No,
they play shows with those guys.
They wanted the people that they aimed to be type bros with were the New York people because that's what they actually really
And that's who
loved
they
and
were boys
admired.
with. They were
Yeah.
like boys with Marauder and boys with Madball.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
stuff
Right,
like
that's
that.
right. And that shows when they started doing bigger tours later and
when they got to
those
pick who
guys
they...
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's who they love. Like that's the music that they love. That's the
And
the
those
influences.
dudes, like, I mean, it's not low-key about all of them, but like, those are some hard dudes, man.
I mean-
I watched Carl knock some dudes around.
I mean,
Like, Bulldog and stuff, those dudes, he's jacked, but like...
I mean, look.
Like, I remember when I said that I was like the Forrest Gump of Earth Crisis?
Yeah,
Like I watched him like legitimately knock some dude out cold one shot.
Well, let's talk about that.
In Florida.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
So, a friend, we were talking about like one of those very shitty Christian metalcore acts, right? And he was like, "Oh, my band did a tour with them." And I said, "How was it?" He was like, "It sucked. They were past their prime, and no, like the crowds were bad, and they got in a fist fight every night." And I said, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, people would come to their shows, like southern weird biker guys would come to their shows, and they would get in a fist fight every fucking night."
To fight with Earth Crisis or with
No,
this Christian
this
band?
Christian band.
Okay.
And I said, "God, that's weird. Like, aren't they Christianed up?" And he's like, "Yeah, but every night somebody would step to them." We forget that, like, there's these little pockets. There's dudes that we know are hard because they present hard and have proven it year
Yeah,
after
you've seen
year.
that, yeah.
Right. But
You
like,
have to see them do it.
right, exactly. But like, we forget that like you can't be out there in a flamboyant way,
Pushing your
Yes.
agenda without putting up with some bullshit.
Right. You're going to somebody's going to punch you eventually, and
Yeah.
like,
Zayo could probably fight.
yeah, I'm sure they can. You know what I mean? Like,
Because they have to.
Yeah, somebody's gonna do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, Earth Crisis were at one time wild dudes.
Have you guys seen the pictures of Carl in his bedroom
Yes,
at 16?
a favorite,
Amazing.
a favorite. So,
A lot going on. A lot going on.
yeah. So I used to go to shows with a girl who would then leave before they'd play. She just came to say hi to Carl because she's not technically related, but they're like mothers or best friends or something.
Sure,
right?
sure.
So we'd go to the show and Carl would like turn into like a fawn.
Effervescent, like, oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, my God.
Right. He's an odd guy. He's not the most personable dude in the world, but like this is somebody that he knows from his personal past. So he becomes like
He's Carl Bookman.
He's like
he's not Carl from Earth Crisis.
Right. He's like
Yeah.
he's like, oh, my cousin. Like he gets so excited, and I asked her like, what's he like around? And she's like, oh, it was really weird. One time, my family was like. So you're singing? What kind of singing is it? And then he just did the thing that he actually does, and the whole family was just like, oh, you know.
He like sang in front of them.
Yeah, he did.
The last of the last.
Yeah. Like so, he just like did his at that time increasingly metal growl.
Yeah.
and like the family was just like, oh,
Well, I mean, yes.
yeah. Yeah, like that's
Not like, they meant like you sound like Marilyn Manson.
right.
Not like,
And
why don't you show us?
You just made Thanksgiving weird. You know what I mean?
Is there something wrong with Carl?
I mean,
Without saying that in a mean way.
no, not at all. Look,
Because I mean,
something I think
see,
this-
even though I don't care, I think his band's ass. I respect him. I think he seems, that story made him sound very endearing. You know?
straight up, the fact that he, as a grown man that is notable in both in the hardcore scene and notable just around Syracuse, he would go to shows at the Westcott and shovel snow off of people's vehicles
Right.
for money.
Yes.
That is the type of man who does not remotely care what the world thinks of him. So is that a result of being on some spectrum, or is that, I don't know, but like wherever it comes from, I deeply admire it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you guys know me. There's a big chunk of me that I can be like, I don't care what people think. However, I'm very prideful about certain shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So clearly, I care enough to be prideful.
Yeah, that dude doesn't give a fuck.
No, he doesn't. Like, because also think about him. I think this is so interesting when you have been misrepresented and maligned and shitted on.
Yeah,
for
your
entire
30 years.
Yes,
25 years.
you become like whether it's not like PTSD. Like, so this is dark. I was listening to a thing about suicide and how basically if you participate in suicidal behaviors enough, you develop a type of PTSD that basically you can't get rid of. You basically burn out your ability to stop yourself. You know what I mean? Like your fear of death is essentially, your fear of self-harm is essentially gone, right? Mm-hmm. That idea of super exposure, burning out synapses and not allowing you to give a fuck anymore is the space that Carl occupies.
That makes total sense.
He's been lied upon and fucking shitted upon and treated like fucking like he doesn't belong for a career.
And I would say, like, it seemed like he loves hardcore in the weirdo way.
Yeah,
You
weirdo
look
way.
at that 16-year-old bedroom. There's a weird poster that he made for DYS.
Yep.
Loved it. It was like, this is what I'm about. And then you go, oh, brotherhood. Oh, okay. a lot of these things add into, like, you go, oh, that Firestorm makes more sense when you put in the context of these guys like DYS Brotherhood.
Yep.
But also wasn't particularly interested too much, and correct me if I'm wrong, with being a part of a scene in the way that a lot of people are. In the, like, I want to have friends, I'm going to be a big part of this. Like, he certainly was, because he was a big figure. He was a singer of a very popular band. But he wasn't into a lot of the other games, and he was still getting lied on, but it was just like, yeah.
I've only talked to him a few times, and it was about like skateboarding and animal rights. Like, basically, I think that he cares. If he sees himself as part of a community, I'm going to fancy. And there's people that will know him personally, so they can correct me.
Yeah, please do.
But if he sees himself as part of a community, I think it's probably the activist community first.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And just to editorialize for a second longer, my favorite bands, Earth Crisis and 108, are both acts that saw themselves as bigger than hardcore. And I think that to me, I love that. I realized it later when I was like, oh, like the bands that are very interested in being hardcore bands don't interest me as much as the bands that see themselves as operating in a different space, whether that's because of ideology or...
I don't know if I necessarily agree, though.
No?
Like, I think they didn't think they were bigger than hardcore, but they were just kind of like, we have this message, we have this thing that we're doing. If you want to come along, that's cool. If not, we're going to do it anyway.
And I mean, I think when he's saying that, because I agree.
You know what I mean?
When you say the idea like bigger than hardcore,
like Snapcase,
sort of that feels almost like you're saying it in a pejorative way. But what I think what I read and listened to was, what they were saying, they weren't talking about the fucking like a scene politics song or like
stabbed in the back.
They were like, no, we have this message, whether it's Krishna, animal rights or veganism or not using drugs or burning down city blocks or whatever, that isn't going to sit around and talk about moshing.
Right. You just feel like, I'm just going to say that like they were more purposeful than, although and
it's not to say there isn't place for these things, because they parallel a lot of feelings that people actually have, which maybe you're feeling them directly in this fucking weird underground way, or maybe you're feeling them in a way that gets construed to like your daily life,
right,
and personal interactions,
right. When I was a kid, I interviewed Carl
for what?
For like a friend's zine.
Okay,
you know what I mean? That then ended up like misrepresenting him pretty bad, but whatever. And I thought he was just very frank and straightforward, where he was just like, I was asking him about activism stuff, and he's like, I can't do any of that shit. He's like, I sing about it all day, so there's actually people that watch what I do. He's like, I just hope that I can motivate somebody else to do it. You know what I mean? And I thought that...
Yeah, that dude's got a file.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the FBI is...
So that's why you burned that McDonald's in Glens Falls.
Well, he
one of the reasons.
He prompted me to torch a Pizza Hut, yes.
There you go. Because this time we're not going to walk away.
So Earth Crisis is all at war. That's actually, I mean, of the stuff we've talked about so far, I wouldn't say that's the best record, but it's probably it's one of the more important ones we've mentioned, because it kicks off Earth Crisis.
Yeah, and I think that's the most hardcore Earth Crisis.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
More
very
like straight ahead hardcore.
Yes.
Very sports and
very few Slayer rips.
Yeah.
Direct. All right. We could wax on this. Maybe this will be a Patreon content episode. Shelter Quest for Certainty.
Great record.
It's just fucking great.
It's great.
It's just fucking great.
There's no other hardcore record like it. It's really weird. Ray Cappo can't sing, but kind of can, and it is fantastically endearing. He sounds possessed. He sounds like everything he's saying he believes to the 1000th percentile.
All true.
There's a portion of this record. What's the song? Do programmers want to program me? How is that for irony?
Yeah, what the hell's on?
To be... That's the news, I think. To be something... manifest...
Here's the thing.
It's free will. It's free will.
With my free will.
But that is about a story that two of his friends, who were prominent hardcore scene dudes, after he had been very involved in Krishna for a few years, goes on a pilgrimage, comes back, and is... in the park soliciting.
Yeah, full-on devotee. Well, when you say in the park soliciting, you mean soliciting for Krishna.
Yeah, for Krishna, not... Yeah. Let's be... Yeah, thank you for clarifying. They allegedly attempted to kidnap him and bring him into a hotel room where they had a deprogrammer.
See, I think you got to go to a basement. I think because a hotel room, you guys gonna scream.
And he's got a window, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
A mini fridge, like, hey man, I appreciate what you're trying to do. Can I have some cold water?
Right.
And then they max out.
You need a radiator in a basement and a chain.
Waterboarding.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, like, if we're gonna really get him out, but this record's fantastic.
Yes, and truthfully, maybe he needed to be deprogrammed, but fuck, it made for some good music.
Yeah, and yeah, I think that's one thing that his belief set here is just
He's all in.
all in, unflappable. All right, anything else on Shelters?
No.
Did you see them early?
Yes.
How was it?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It was like Krishnas everywhere, and like literally the stage would be like rung
Yeah.
with like devotees and stuff. It was actually kind of impressive.
For people at home that are young, that maybe this means nothing to them, this was also a big deal even by the time I got into hardcore, which was well after this. The idea of injecting fringe faiths into hardcore in a way that, like, look, if we're just going to be honest, Bad Brains got a pass from a lot of people because it was black dudes and a faith that didn't necessarily proselytize in any sort of way.
No, and they were so goddamn good. The people,
Right, sure.
even the punkest dudes, are like, oh, they saying something about the Holy Bible.
But I think
Whatever.
I think it was like a don't. I think it was like a
Don't ask, don't tell policy.
like don't touch it. Let's just enjoy this for what it is.
Yes.
Whereas Ray had a magnetism that scared some people, and he's out there pushing a thing that isn't about personal choice in the way straight edge is. It's about a scientific view of faith, but the scientific view of faith is not scientific, and it's peculiar, and it's about giving up worldly possessions. It's all very scary. If you're imagine that you are a person that hates faith, right? It shouldn't be hard for you.
Yeah.
And
Let me think about that. See if I could try to.
and the fastest moving thing in your scene is a thing that preys upon is unfortunate.
Yeah, not the
it's
right-
unfortunate
it's,
language. It appeals strongly to
Yes.
confused and damaged 18-year-olds.
Young, yes, impressionable.
Yes. I can see fully why somebody would be outside of a Shelter show telling you you're not allowed to play Gilman or whatever.
Right,
whatever
and why
whatever the
Shelter was a
fuck it is.
polarizing band.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a friend who bought Ray conned into buying the Bhagavad Gita,
Okay.
saying it was a Shelter tour diary. And I was like, "What'd you just buy?" He's like, "Bhagavad Gita." He's like, "It's about Shelter." I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Krishna Bible home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was, you know,
I mean, he could
Bit of a
probably tell.
grifter.
He could probably sell us on the fact that he's like, it is my experience through this.
I
walk
read
of
this
life.
the entire tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Shelter.
A blue dude makes love to a lot of women in it.
All right, so tell me. Let's go with this. What are your feelings on Krishna?
I mean, I think like almost all religions, there's always something I go, I can agree with that. I can get down with that.
Sure.
I'm not, you know, like, my whole thing is whatever gets you through, life sucks and
Yes.
life is hard.
Yes.
Whatever gets you through the day
Yes.
is good enough for me.
We share that very
When
much.
that impacts on someone else's life is when I have problems.
Yep.
If you're a Christian and you're a fucking, you believe in whatever you want to believe in, and you're not a fucking homophobe, you're not fucking separating kids from their families and the fucking borders,
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want. My mom is a fucking mega Irish Catholic. Her best
Shout
friend,
out. She was a guest star today.
she was a guest star today. Her best friend is my gay cousin.
Yeah. It's cool.
How many fucking Irish Catholics or whatever, or Christians or whatever bullshit?
Of
would-
your mother's generation, not many.
many.
Right. So, you know, I think whatever get, you know, life is long and life is tough. So whatever can get you through the day, have at it. Just don't let it affect your interactions with other people.
Krishna pros and cons list. Pros: vegetarianism, right?
Con, forfeiture of individuality.
Yes.
Anti-materialism,
Pro.
free food.
Cool. Yeah. Good food. So it's mostly food is the pros, which is vital.
Sure.
Let's be real. That's a good recruiting tactic. Con, sketchy business in the temples.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be the delicate way to put it.
Yeah.
The chants are catchy.
Chants
Yeah,
are
chants are
catchy, that's a
super
pro.
catchy. Oh my God.
Con would be dopey looking robes that aren't going to help you land any ass at all.
Weird haircuts.
Yeah.
Con, getting
No
ass.
ass, yeah.
Getting ass is
Nah,
a
no
negative.
ass.
Pro, those robes are probably comfortable.
I don't know.
If you're not,
If you could free ball underneath.
I don't
yeah,
know.
if you're nude under there, that
I don't
feels
like
good.
the sort of way that it hangs on you.
Let me
I can't
let me
imagine.
throw,
this is
let me
from a guy
throw
who doesn't
you
know
in
how
a
to use
place.
a fan.
I know. Let me throw you in a place. You're at the temple in Laguna Beach.
Yep.
About 3 blocks from Taco Loco.
Yep.
Right on the
Been
cliffs.
killing it so far. Yeah.
Nice breeze, 80 degrees, coastal breeze, and you got your robe on.
Blowing right
Free
up my
ball.
robe.
Beautiful. Feeling good.
So you have Taco Loco. Your stomach starts rumbling.
Yes.
Do you take the robe off or do you poop with the robe on?
Oh, you know what? I think I get naked
Do you
as
give-
often as possible. Anyway.
Do you like TP it around the thing? No. Okay.
I don't know.
I'm pulling all the way up.
Yeah.
Just like, whoof.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then I'm trying to, you know what? Then I'm going and chilling on the beach, trying to spread and just
Yeah.
get a real nice breeze going.
yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is nice. This fan is really good. Yeah, Krishna's an interesting thing, and this is peak saturation. I think I've mentioned it. There's been many of my friends who had the moment where they're like, "Should I get into this?"
Yeah.
And that's really interesting.
I mean,
I think it speaks specifically to how powerful Ray Kappa was.
Sure.
I mean, between Ray, Harley, and JJ, 3 pretty charming fucking dudes.
yeah. All in different ways, actually. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
All right, let's blow through a few of these. Far Side of Rochambeau.
Listened to it for the first time in my life. Fucking hated it.
Could not see you liking that record.
I did not like it at all.
Monroe Doctrine, nothing for you?
No, I don't
I don't
think
know
you
it.
listen to
I
those.
don't
You
know
should. Monroe Doctrine's their best.
Yeah.
What's the next? Rochambeau. What's the second record? It's
I could picture the
Rigged.
fucking thing.
Rigged.
Yes.
Rigged is elite beers better than this.
Yes.
This record, couple
Cool.
tracks, Worlds, the song Worlds. Don't let the world around you control the world inside you.
No, I'll try not to, but
It's a
start
hard
by
thing.
not listening to this.
Big Far Side fan. Think they had chops, didn't know what to do with them on this.
Yeah.
These dudes were getting big up pretty early because Popeye had such a unique voice
This
and
time.
could sing
Yeah,
and
yeah,
can
yeah.
sing.
Right. Him
So-
and John Bunch around this time.
Yep,
Pretty
that's
fun.
right.
Yeah.
And I just don't think they pulled it all together. I like this record.
It's cool.
I'm a Far Side super fan, but the other 2 LPs are way better. And there's an EP that comes out in '94, self-titled, that is my favorite material of theirs.
Really? Wasn't mine,
yeah.
I think. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's got a song 12/24/91, I believe,
Okay.
and it's oh my god, it's like it's biting. It's so good. But this record's okay. Into Another Creepy EP.
This is into another still totally. At this point, they're wildly unlikable. This is like
Metal guitars, chunky, Dawn Fury production, sharp, tinny guitars.
It says Poison Fingers on it, doesn't it?
it sounds right.
One
crazy.
of the versions of Poison
Yeah.
Fingers, early version. Weird music. Play this at your Halloween party. It's a really weird. Richie is in full he can show his range. Again, this is another point. They have the chops. They don't know what to do with them. They're totally unfocused.
They grow into the chops.
This is the raw rookie point guard who's got the handle and can shoot, and he's scoring 28 a game. But he's throwing up 30 shots.
Right.
He's
Turning the ball over 9 times.
8
Yeah.
turnovers a game.
Markel Fultz.
Give him 3 years. All of a sudden, he's going to be down to 2 turnovers a game, efficient score, and that's where we get to. Game face, beach chair / home 7-inch. No feelings.
I absolutely love Game Face, but
Yes.
I don't really know this stuff. That well.
I think this is their first record.
Yeah, I really, 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 really love Game Face.
Yeah, and I put them in here because they're kind of part of the same wave as Far Side
Yep.
and I guess Sensefield and
Never got as big as those bands. But
Never,
I think
no.
they had some great records.
I think they did really well in Southern California, which is
sure.
kind of if you're going to be big somewhere, that's a pretty good place to be big.
Absolutely.
So,
I think I offended the singer once
did you?
because he did a lot of layouts for Revelation.
He was one of their designers. Yeah.
Yeah, so he did the Shy Halud Indecision split, and they had played a Revelation EVR showcase at the Bank, I think it was in New York. And it was a random fucking. It was Converge and Four Punch and Saves the Day Open and all this random shit or whatever. And he was I was standing there talking to somebody. He goes, Indecision. I go, oh my god, the guy from Game. I'm of course he remembers. He had looked at
Jeff
my fat
Caudill,
face
yeah.
for you know what I mean. He was putting the fucking this thing together, whatever. And I was like, dude, I love Game Face. I'm it's so weird, all the knuckleheads and heavy bands like us and Mike from Damnation. We all love you guys. And I was he kind of was cool. So I think I don't know what I said, but I think he was kind of put off by it. And I hope I didn't because I really appreciate his music.
I upset everybody.
Yeah, I didn't mean it in a bad way, but it was just tough guys like us, like you.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like, no, I didn't mean it that way, but I do love Game Face, and
I hope he's not walking in the spider webs. Quicksand Dynalone promo 7-inch. So I put this in here
just so we can talk about Quicksand.
so we can talk about Quicksand. But
I
I
was like,
also the cover is so good. It's the Melinda Beck art
With
of the dog
I
on the
have this.
chain.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fucking so good. Do you not know this?
I don't know
album
this
cover?
Oh, look it up. It's awesome.
Melinda,
It's
just do
Dynalone and
Quicksand
Can
Dynalone.
Opener.
Yeah. Two great songs.
Mm-hmm.
I am such a big fan of Slip, and I think the 7-inch on Rev is okay, but it doesn't even compare.
No. Clean slate, though. I would have liked to have heard that clean
There
up.
it is.
Oh yeah, that is great.
So cool, right?
Yeah, that is great.
I kind of want to get Melinda Beck to do an Axe to Grind shirt.
Sure.
Let's
All
pay
right,
her.
that's fine.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah, she's around.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it'll be us in the New York Times. So Melinda Beck, I'm
So
going to
okay, so hold on. So let's grab her and also the brother that does that did the Madball art.
Yeah.
Steve Huey.
Oh, yeah.
those will
I
be-
get John Contino to do
Yeah,
some
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
You heard that, Sean?
You guys get to hear the behind the scenes. We ain't adding that shit out. Quicksand, great. Slip,
Perfect.
massive. 93, massive.
Still sounds insane today.
Still sounds insane.
Yeah.
The low end on that record's unbelievable. The drums are unbelievable.
I did not give it a shot until 4 years ago.
Are you serious?
Well, because you got exposed super young. I don't think
Yeah.
it's a record for the super young.
I was super young when it came out, and I loved that shit.
How old are you, though?
17.
Okay. Maybe it was different.
And I remember being like, what the fuck is this?
I think it's great now. I never liked it, but I think it's great now.
I've had more people have that epiphany. Friends who were like, didn't fuck with it at all. And I remember getting a text from a buddy who's like, yo, I'm in San Diego after this show. It was weird and long. And for some reason, I put on Quicksand Slip, and it clicks, and I love this
Yeah,
record now.
no, it's great.
It's a fantastic record. It's really moody. It's one of the moodiest records I can think of.
And it's incredibly hard to replicate.
Okay,
I
so-
can't tell you how many people.
It's a
tried
top
to
10
do
record for me.
Yeah, you can't you can't sound like exactly like Quicksand because you sound like new metal.
No, so
Yes.
so,
It's two
too,
string
yeah.
clicks away from being new metal.
so like Quicksand, Jawbox, Helmet, like these bands are all playing at the same time and have these definite similarities. But yes, you can't replicate them, nor could they replicate each other. You know what I mean? Like when people accuse, I don't know if this is a dialogue anymore, but when people say like Quicksand was using Helmet's energy, you know what I mean? I don't really get it because Quicksand is
around the same
much more likable
Yeah.
than Helmet.
Yeah, and like the earlier Helmet stuff was
Much.
super heavy and weird.
Yeah.
Like
but-
Strap It On was not like Quicksand. Like Walter was singing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think in 1992, so it was like,
Quicksand is just like the most aggressive alt rock that you're gonna get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
and in reality, you know what they actually kind of sound like? Tool. Opiate.
Okay, let's talk.
Tool, yeah, but
And that's 92 too.
again, you know what? Walter's personality shines through on it, and his vocals shine through in a way that I felt like there's parts of Tool's vocals that I'm like, there's some depth here, but Walter, and maybe it's because it's got big production, but not that big, and it just like. It's just crazy to think about. He is pulling all the strain and desperation and
He
like
sings strain
energy
and, like,
from
no- yeah.
hardcore that I think is not there on Tool. But
Oh, yeah,
otherwise,
but,
the
like,
chops are there.
low, like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like
totally.
really low and heavy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's great.
People sleep on Tool because their fans are
Because they got really big at a moment, but they're not
like,
there anymore.
That
Tool-
early stuff is pretty fucking.
It's
heavy.
really good.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't fuck around with it. I don't fuck around. Like I don't think their fans take away from it for me. But in 1998.
Yeah,
a little
that's
bit.
a little weird. Yeah.
All right, two quick ones because they've come up before. This is the year Down by Law Blue, the second Down by Law record came out. Down by Law, for those uninitiated, was Dave Smalley's band after All, which was after Dag Nasty, which was after DYS. You probably haven't heard them if you're under the age of 30 because
Yeah.
they are severely unimportant at this point. There was a moment when they were touring and filling 300 cap rooms with no problem and potentially 500 or 600 cap
And
rooms.
I think acting as support to actually like the
Very big.
the popping
Yep.
punk bands of the
Yep.
time.
Yes. And so they have a self-titled record that comes out in 90 or 91. Very good. Blue, I can't remember, but I think Blue has a couple tracks, and then they have Punk Rock Fight
Punk Rock
Fighting
Punk
Academy.
Rock Fight Academy.
Yeah, and they got decently big.
That was probably their big record.
Big
if I had
record.
to guess. Yeah.
But I bring this up because you should probably check out Down Below self-titled if you like Dave Smalley stuff. But if you also like it, you should check out the Dag Nasty 4 on the Floor LP that came out in 1992. No one talks about this Dag Nasty record.
No, because it's not a hardcore record.
Not even close.
You know what though? After revisiting it, I haven't listened to this in years and years and years.
Yeah.
It sounds like an all record.
Yes.
Like it sounds like stuff that all didn't use.
They don't have that same like All Descendants magic. Like I just
No, but a lot of that.
but a lot of similar
The
riffing.
thing, like I listened to this and Down by Law back to back,
yeah.
and it's like it's shocking to think this is the same person.
Yeah, it's really different.
Yeah.
Really different. And I think one
You're
of
not-
the things I see is that
You gonna be able to get all my phone stuff now?
that
Yes, I'm stealing your data.
Don't trust.
yeah. is that Dave Smalley what the hell happened? Oh, there it is. Is that 4 on the Floor? I think Brian Baker is maybe already in Bad Religion at this point.
1992? I don't think so.
No, it's right before.
Yeah.
So he does
Was
this
this a
right
reunion
before.
record for Dan?
Yeah, yeah, they had been broken up for years. So they do Wig Out at Denko's. And so they do the record with Smalley, Can I Say? Then they do
Right.
Peter Kortner sings on Wig Out at Denko's.
Right.
They do Field Day, which comes out on Giant in 89, 88,
Okay.
89, maybe even 88. Kind of a left turn, but, you know, I really like that record. But it ends pretty quickly after that.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's when Brian Baker goes full junkyard. So then he kind of comes back and does Dag Nasty for a minute here. All right. Next little group. Do you have anything on Down by Law or
Not-
Dag Nasty?
I
Not a
actually
damn thing,
don't know
please.
a thing about Down by Law except for the general size that they were when I entered.
Yeah, you're not your world. man.
Not at all.
Railhead, I Am You. Anything.
Yeah, I went and listened to it. It's a failed attempt at alt rock.
Worth checking out or no?
Only if that is 100% your lane and you want to touch on all of it. It's like an emo.
If you like failed alt rock, check this out.
It's like an emo, aggressive emo alt rock sort of thing. That the problem is that Quicksand existed. The problem is that Jawbox existed. So like, this isn't occupying that same purely alt lane. This is much more emo, much more rock. But it is. It's just not there.
Yeah, and I mean, I say this with no small thought. The Jawbox novelty record, I will be going back to that in
Same.
a regular manner. I was really impressed.
that
with
and Circus Lupus.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Four Worlds Falling, Burn It, Happy Face, Temple, 7-inch. I think this is more like a self-titled record, but there's the 3 tracks on it. Four Worlds Falling, Burn It. The band Down to Nothing covers them on a Revelation 7-inch. Cool record, Four Walls Falling. We talk about them. This is not my favorite material. Culture Shock is my favorite Four Walls material so far.
And I think of Pat every time I hear that song now.
Culture Shock. So
Pat just getting all psyched.
Yeah,
so
we get really psyched
I love
about
Culture Shock. This material I didn't know. I really like this a lot.
Yeah.
They're too in love with the opening riff. They play it for like a full fucking minute, but this is way happier and less heavy than the later material, and it still rules. It's good.
All right. We're going to go rapid fire through a couple of these ones. Unless you guys got lots to say, please stop me if you heard this one before. Unbroken, You Won't Be Back. Offensively bad.
Not good.
Yes, pretty good.
They'll say this is my
pretty good on
This
Really
is like
bad.
right before they got real good.
yeah.
Yeah, just I can't understand how this was released. It's really
No.
bad.
I don't think it's that bad.
I
I
do.
think it's really
Yeah, it's
bad.
bad.
Listen to it again.
It's bad.
No, I did. It's
Yeah.
not. I mean, it's not.
But I don't.
Great, but it's
I've
not.
told you I don't like that other. I only like the last shit. Go on.
Outspoken, A Light in the Dark.
Yeah, I think I like the current better, but this is cool.
Yeah.
I think I like the current better too. Lifetime Background, a couple tracks.
Barely. It's kinda boring. It's kinda
literally,
laconic and-
a
When you
track.
go back to it, it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, like listening to like Hello Bastards and then this and
Yeah, nah.
not great.
Even listening to Tinnitus to this, it's like, ooh, you guys really you gamed up here. Process, World of Fire.
I got nothing.
Nothing.
I couldn't actually find it to listen to.
I got sent it as a promo cut, corner cut in the 90s, like 97 or 98 with a rev order. It's all right. Members of PHC, Pissed Happy Children, and maybe No for an Answer, perhaps.
Fast? I hear Process. I think of like a Flagman kind of band. Like
Yeah,
playing Middlesex.
no, but it's mid-tempo. Strictly mid-tempo. Not really into it. Yeah, not good. Do not waste your time. Get a little. Well, I got a weird one in here. Ashes Serenade cassette. So I put this in here not because I could find it or listen to it, but because Ashes was a thing for a minute.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's worse than you remember.
Another Brian McTernan band.
Yep. This is maybe his worst, and
Yeah.
that's coming from me. That's like quite a statement.
You don't like any of it. You like some Damnation, I bet.
I like the idea of Damnation. I
Yeah.
hate the recording so much.
Yeah.
This is abysmal, like really worse than you think.
90s, mid-90s emo.
But not emo. It's I
I'm
mean,
yawning. This feels so fucking appropriate.
for Ashes it is.
I prefer Copper.
It's this is so unduly slow. Imagine something from like the new age, like the worst new age band, with vocals that have to be spaced inappropriately because it's so slow.
Yes.
It sucks.
Yeah, really bad. All right.
What was some other band? Like Standpoint? Were they-
Standpoint was
they
New
were on
Jersey. Yeah.
Smorgasbord.
Yes, they were. Yeah.
And who was the band that was on Rev? Sandcastle. Whirlpool?
Whirlpool, yeah.
And then there was Beta Minus Mechanic.
Beta minus
I'm
one.
All in that
Yeah.
same kind of like
Crisis, yeah.
hardcore
Yeah.
ish.
But it was so much of that music was really painful. So just when I was revisiting some of this list, I'm like, man, we got it good right now.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's a lot of bad music, but man, it wasn't as bad as a lot of this music. All right, let's kind of feel better here. Integrity Kingdom of Heaven cassette, which is this kind of mythical collector thing. They only made a few copies, blah, blah, blah. The songs end up on the Integrity Mayday split 7-inch, which got it right from the source, from the person who put out the record. Let's see what he had to say. Greg, who also told us about Worlds Collide. He roadied for Worlds Collide and helped put this record out. Integrity Mayday split came out in summer of 92. I didn't have that much contact with Dwid. The other guy, Conan, was the one who spoke with him to set up the split. Only had one interaction with him on the phone when it was sort of at a standstill due to not having art from Mayday. No real fun stories, unfortunately, but my mom received mail for Endgame Records for a couple of years due to the address being on the B-side label. Just another one of those Integrity records. It's good. First release post Those Who Fear Tomorrow. Is it worth checking out? Find the collection. It's fine. Starkweather Crossbearer 7-inch.
We sure it's a 7-inch or a 12-inch?
No, it's 12 inch.
It's a 12-inch, my bad.
Yeah,
it's
the album.
Yeah, it is.
To me,
Yep.
absolute game changer.
You know, I tried to revisit it for this, and my position that Starkweather is incredible, really impressive, but totally unlistenable remains.
I feel like this is their most... Well, this and Into the Wire is the most listenable stuff to have.
Which
They got
is
weirder
so
and-
crazy though, because this is really unpleasant, Tom.
See, I don't think
This was
so.
hard
I
for
think
me to
this-
listen to.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I love this record, and I think the Overcast, Cave-Ins, Converges, VODs of the
I don't
of the
even think
world.
it's just, not even arguable.
Converge owes
They wouldn't
this
exist without
band
this.
a great debt. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they'd say as much.
So listen to this and tell us if you find it. And yo, old people who already like it, we gotcha. We know you like it. But people who
Young
haven't
cats,
heard this,
listen to like the song "Murder in Technicolor."
it's lit.
Yeah,
Or is it?
it's hard AF.
Let us know what you think, because we want some virgin opinions on it.
I've tried every few years, and this is really difficult.
Yeah,
And
hard
I
for
feel
me
like
to
this is the most listenable. It's on
In some ways, although I think the later material, that they've got a couple records that are like very well recorded,
Like Croatoan
and that helps. Yeah,
Sure.
But this is like, maybe I'll try again on a long walk, but this is tough.
Let's go to France. Kickback. No One Gets Out Alive EP.
I thought this was actually remarkably good for
1992.
Yes, remarkably good.
These are early on in the like.
This is their most
metalcore.
hardcore material. This
Sure.
is when they're
Yeah.
still finding themselves.
Yeah.
I was
And it-
nonplussed by it. I was like, I wasn't offended, but
No, it's just like post integrity core, whatever.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, in 1992 was integrity a thing in fucking
right.
Paris?
That's the thing, right? Is that it's almost at that point it's almost parallel evolution. Like
Yeah.
and so
the zeitgeist.
right.
I mean, and this dude used to come to Brooklyn, like loved a lot of the Brooklyn bands. The singer from this band.
Is that right?
So like, yeah, they were on a label called Inner Rage that put out like the first Confusion set, the only Confusion 7-inch, which was out around this time as well.
Yeah, the Interage did a bunch of stuff. We've kind of talked about them before.
And then there was like Darkside, which was always like, so he was like a big time, like those bands were early on in the fucking metalcore kind of thing.
Progenitors, sure.
But no, I mean, they get literally no credit.
No.
I mean, Kickback gets more credit than the rest of them.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, but
And I think Kickback probably owes more to like the Confusions and the Dark Sides of the world.
well, Kickback had their own to die for in No Surrender.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that was their, like...
We brought it back.
We brought it back. And it happened to be good enough that everybody just let that live and new kids got into it and whatever. But I also think it's easier to have a Dwid-like legacy if you are as strange as the guy from Kickback.
Yeah, apparently those dudes are fucking crazy. We played with them a bunch in Europe and stuff. I don't remember anything about them being anyway nuts, but like...
Have we talked about the lyrics on No Surrender?
No.
So do we know what that record's about? Like, have you guys thought about it?
No.
It's... Every song is about a rejection of Western morals and the seeking out of paid sex. And it is so... like, I've never heard anything like it in my life. It's like...
Are they banned from Germany too?
I think they're probably banned from every place.
They live in Thailand.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they went off the deep end of like... Yep. So, the songs are literally like... I stalk the streets. You live to drain me. Like it's literally like the reason. Look, I know that we have young listeners that are on the sensitivity thing, and I get that. As a person that is more interested in art than the art, like the way that we're processing art at this moment, this is a very unique. Later material is all very unique in theme. It's literally about looking for sex. And it's a hardcore band that just is doing like some gross integrity skunk. Like, you know what I mean?
They're grinding.
And is like, but the songs are about like just rejecting the idea that you should moralize sex and I'm going to pay for it and you live for it. And it's like so... It's honestly what you listen to when you're like... when you are the killer from Seven. You know what I mean? That's what you're doing.
Done.
All right, Kickback. There you go. Turn in the corner. We're going to get punk for a minute here, guys. Neurosis, Souls at Zero.
Oh, I actually like... I like a lot of Neurosis. This is the pre-tribal Neurosis.
Yeah.
This is kind of moving into that range. This is post Peace of Mind. This is their second LP, I believe. I love this record. Alternative Tentacles, weird looking cover, super scary weirdo music.
Yep.
Creepy. Like real creepzoid music. Not much to say. There's riffs on this. There's parts that remind me like these guys were not completely removed from 90s. Like
No.
There's some like tempo parts I'm like, oh, this could be like if you isolate this 15 seconds, this could be on any new age record. But it's crusty and dirty, and I think Neurosis is the logical successor to the Amoebics legacy.
I agree with you, but I like them best when they go like tribal drumming, big.
Yeah, that's when the next step for
open
them.
Through
parts,
Silver
yeah.
and Blood is where they got me.
And I think that's the next record after this. Yep. Some quick hits here because I don't think there's a fan in the room on these records. Destroy, Burn This Racist System Down 7-inch. Havoc Records #1.
I listened to it just because you put it on there. It's pretty cool.
Me too.
Yeah,
It's fun.
Pittsburgh Punks, I think. Destroy. I don't
Sure.
know. Minnesota, Minneapolis.
I actually kind of
maybe?
remember them being a patch phenomenon when I was a kid.
Huge, fucking huge.
I thought it was okay, but didn't do enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Casualties, 40 ounce.
I actually don't know.
Big. This is, and I put two records on here that I forgot earlier. The first two Blank 77 7-inches, Destroy Your Generations, and Destroy Your Generation and Unite and Pogo came out in
Really?
1992. Yeah,
That I did not
the
know.
spiky punk rebirth.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
So,
Night and Pogo.
so it's like 13 years after 77. These dudes are charged up,
Yeah,
drunk punks.
sure.
This is
Line 77 was like a thing in New York for a while.
Oh yeah. Oh
in New
yeah.
York and New Jersey.
Like a
fucking
big, like,
huge.
they would draw a lot of people.
Yep.
And the
And-
casualties were big.
Casualties got really big.
Yeah.
And now they're just like a joke.
Yep. But
I've heard terrible things.
But this is same.
So I don't really want to give them much burn, so let's move on to the next.
Those bands evolved into the scene that I kind of came out of. So it's interesting.
Sure.
Poison Idea, Blank, Blackout, Vacant.
Okay, actually, help me out. Where does this fall in the Poison Idea discography?
Mid.
Because I only know what.
Pick Your King.
Yeah, Pick Your King's the only one I know.
And
Feel the Darkness?
Record collectors are pretentious assholes.
That one I
then
know,
Feel
but I
the
don't-
Darkness. This comes out after that.
The only one I know is Pick Your King. I figured that this one was later.
Yeah.
So I actually really liked this, but it's if you like it based on any song that you could pick randomly.
Yes.
And if you like that song, then you like the entire record.
Yeah, go for the record. They are you know what, Poison Idea, I'm going to parallel them to Dinosaur Jr., which is a weird thing to say. Prolific, long catalogs.
Mm-hmm.
If you like one of their records, you probably like most of their records.
Yep.
There might
They
be
don't
one or
veer.
two.
Yeah.
There might be one or two. There's one Poison Idea record that I think kind of goes sideways. They do some more metal leads, but this one, falls kind of strictly in the middle. They punk with some rock leanings.
Yeah, to be honest, I think I like it better than Pick Your King, as heretical as that is.
A couple of fast core records that I forgot, I think, on the initial record list. No Comment, Downsided, 7-inch.
No idea.
Great. Power Violence, classic. Fantastic. Top of the pops, should check out. Crossed Out, Man is the Bastard split. Crossed Out, still. Great band. Man of the Bastard, never caught me.
Man is the Bastard. I know for a fact there's going to be one person who writes us an angry tweet.
Yes.
I think Man is the Bastard caught more people with their logo than
Yes.
with their
No
music
question.
ever.
With their aesthetics. 100%.
Yeah, ever.
We Indecision stole their stuff.
There you go.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how they used to be Man is the Bastard, aka Charred
Yep.
Remains?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So forever we had shirts that said Indecision, aka Most Precious Blood.
Yep.
Oh,
I
that's
remember
fun.
that.
And then when we became Most Precious Blood,
Yeah.
we made a shirt that said Most Precious Blood, aka Indecision.
Yeah.
There's the pre-Man is the Bastard band Charred Remains. The material's really good, actually. So,
I mean, I can picture that white cover.
Yep.
Oh,
With
yeah.
their logo on
It
it
was
with the two
exactly-
skulls.
yeah.
Like, it was so
It was
fucking
great.
it was,
iconic.
iconic for the time for sure.
And to be honest, those I think it
Iconic for the
I think
90s.
by the end it's like one dude doing the weird shit, but
Sure.
that his commitment to weird shit I admire. It's just it's like he's like the Muslim gauze of that scene where it's just like the same shit over and over
Yeah.
again, like just a million iterations of the same fucking thing.
Melvin's Love Canal 7-inch. Any thoughts on the Melvins?
I never got into them.
No, Melvins is a band that I would love to see. Don't care to listen to at home.
Okay, skipping through this really quick because I'm going to get back to one. Green Day Kerplunk, Spit Boy self-titled 7-inch, Rancid self-titled 7-inch, and the Tilt 7-inch. This is all part of the Bay Area
Yep.
scene. This was kind of rebirth post Oppa Ivy. They're really popping. Obviously, you guys know it. Not hardcore. Hardcore at Jace. Some of this stuff. I mean, clearly, Green Day and Rancid within 2 years just explode.
Yeah. I really like that Operation Ivy record a lot. I don't have any use for this stuff. If somebody puts it on, I'm never mad, but I'm not.
No,
I'm-
I wouldn't
Punk is a
revisit.
great record.
I went and revisited Tilt because do you remember the Tilt record cover? It's yellow. It looks like a street sign a little bit. Pretty bad. Pretty forgettable.
Yeah,
But like,
she
of
had
the
a cool
time-
voice,
Yeah, cool voice.
and she
but
went
like-
on to become like a big merch person.
Yes,
Cinderblock,
correct. You're right.
which is her name.
her-
Like, it was her performing name, and Cinderblock, like the merch company, is her.
I
It's
didn't know
her.
that. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yep.
The singer from Tilt.
Bikini Kill self-titled 12-inch.
You know what? I really should have. I meant to revisit all of the Bikini Kill material for this podcast and didn't. So I couldn't speak if it's any good. In my
Revisited
adult
a
life.
couple tracks that I really liked. I'd forgotten it. Suck on my left tit or whatever.
My left one.
Suck on my left one. Down at the lace. There's very memorable, hummable parts as referenced. Some of Bikini Kill's material is pretty forgettable, but this
Some
was
is really
good.
catchy.
Yeah, this
This
is
and
good.
the Bratmobile stuff is cool.
Oh,
Yeah, Bratmobile stuff is really cool. Bratmobile's a highlight of this genre.
Hold on. Let's go a little bit off of the kind of the more punky side for a sec. Sublime 40 ounces to freedom. It comes out this year. Do either of
Does
you
it?
Yeah. Do either of you have any affection?
Despite being from the shore and my significant other being a fan, I have none.
Okay.
But it's like a pretty big record.
I don't realize it was that long ago.
Yeah.
An inmate at New York State Department Department of Corrections and Community Supervision.
Get in a phone call.
Is subject to recording and monitoring, and your location information may be collected and used by corrections and law enforcement personnel. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse charges, thank you for using Securus.
He refused the charges on his dad.
Hello, Father. Nothing. Happy Father's Day. You're currently on speakerphone because I'm podcasting. How are you? I'm podcasting. It's like radio for losers.
Oh, okay.
What?
Where are you?
I'm in Brooklyn. I'm home.
Oh, you're back.
I am.
Good.
I am.
Good.
I'm gonna take you off speakerphone and head in the other room for just a second. Would you like to say anything to an audience of millions?
No, I'll pass.
That's your advice? No, I'll pass. Okay. Hello.
What was the pre-Slater Kenny band? Was that Huggy Bear or was that Dressy Betsy?
Or Team Dresch? I'm trying to think.
No, I was told a good story about someone. It was like at a show, like an early Undertow show, that Kurt and Courtney came to, and one of the Riot Girls in the crew with the pre-Slater Kenny band knocked out Courtney Love for making fun of straight edge kids. Or something.
Heavens of Betsy's.
That's what it was. Heavens of Betsy.
Who are good. Sleater Kinney, once they get rock,
Yeah.
I think it's Dig Me Out, maybe call. Well, no, I think those are extra hall actually pretty good. Bikini Kill, Huggy Bear split. Huggy Bear never really caught me.
No.
But like, it's funny to talk about the Riot Girl stuff. But this is kind of the start. There's like a little comp.
Precursor to everything. Like this was
Huge.
punk as fuck.
It was huge.
Yeah.
And when you hear the music, you realize like it's really cool. Historically, it's really relevant.
In a greater sense than just of music.
Yeah, and
Kathleen Hanna is the queen.
yes, and it's kind of, I don't know. I urge everyone, regardless of your musical leanings or whatever the fuck, to check out the Bikini Kill 12-inch. I think the Bratmobile LP Potty Mouth that came out is good. There might be one other Bratmobile record I like better than that. Mm-hmm. But for me, teenager in the late 90s, there were still Riot Girls around.
Yeah.
And that was such a cool thing because they were kind of part of our scene, and it was a cool thing, and they were fucking badasses who didn't take any shit from any of the stupid jocks at my high school or anyone, and they were on their own tip, and they exposed me to cool music, and
Absolutely.
we're going to all the same shows, go to a lot of hardcore shows, and so I got exposed to a lot of this stuff young, and I was thankful for it because it was a different vibe. Before Patrick comes back in, we're going to talk about the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones record, More Noise and Other Disturbances. He's a super fan.
I got nothing.
He might start skanking when we talk.
All right. Can we go into something else then? I got nothing on the Boss Tones. I'm a poser.
No, it's okay. Do you like that? There's part in Clueless?
I mean, yeah, I like the hits.
Yeah, the hits are cool. Have you ever skanked at a ska show?
Absolutely not.
Really?
Hell no.
Dude, really? It's
No.
fun as hell. At the 90s, it was so fucking fun.
I mean, that was like a big
And I was
fucking
young.
deal.
It was a really big deal.
You know
I feel
what I mean?
bad for
Like-
people who weren't. I think that's why Folly's a thing, is because it's a generation who missed the ska explosion.
But like, yeah, I mean, it was
Like, there were ska nights at the Stone Pony.
Oh yeah.
Like every week,
Dude,
there'd be
Moon
ska
Ska
stuff.
had a fucking record store. It was,
I
or
went there,
99X
Yep.
existed because of people,
Buying creepers.
Yep.
Ska, it's hard because it's by nature the corniest music known
But
to
it wasn't
man.
always. I feel like those bands that got big off of it made it corny.
Yeah, like Real Big Fish.
Yeah, are you gonna tell like Mephistopheles that those dudes are corny? Or like
Probably
Inspector
not.
7? You gonna tell
Inspector 7 not. And that's kind of like there's a weird split between like
those dudes are legit fucking bad skinheads.
like skinhead ska and like the weird like 90s punk ska that
Yeah, like
I think
It ruined it. Yeah. Ska
But-
Punk ruined it.
ska punk ruined it, but also it's kind of fun. Some of it was really fun. Less Than Jake's really fun.
And you know what I
not mad
revisited?
about
Real Big Fish, all that garbage.
Yeah,
I
that's
revisited it recently. This might be on your lane in my Napoli.
Sure.
Dancehall Crashers.
What'd you think of it?
Loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard it since then.
So Dancehall Crashers was Tim and the bass player. What the fuck's the bass player from Rancid and Operation Ivy?
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah.
It's not Brett Rasmussen.
No.
It's the other guy. Started like a straight ska punk band.
Yes.
With two singers that could both sing.
Matt Freeman, yeah. Right?
So, yeah, it was Matt Friedman and
Tim Armstrong.
Tim Armstrong started. It's good.
Yeah, so it's hard to... All right, so the shows you were going to, heavy shit, pretty much, all the time.
Yeah, I mean, think about like what 1992 in New York City looked like. That's what it was like. It was fucking sketch.
What year did you graduate high school?
1993.
Okay. So talk about New York at that time, because it's hard to explain to young people what New York was like. New York was scary still.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was way different. It wasn't, it was...
It sucks because you don't want to sound like the old people sitting on the block.
Yeah,
but I was a child, and my father would take me to New York. We lived upstate in Albany, and we would go down to New York for business, to the city for business, and I wasn't allowed to not be holding his hand the whole time.
Yeah, I mean...
I wasn't running down the street. I wasn't running 15 feet away. It was, no, you got to hold my hand.
Oh, yeah, it was so dangerous. I remember going to, like, baseball games as a kid with my dad and stuff, and, like, coming back on, like, the 7 train and, like, graffiti old... Like, I mean, that would have been fucking cool as shit, but, like...
As an adult.
It was a completely different world.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like there was, in the scene and in general, I feel like people were a little bit more, like, courteous. Because it's like, oh, this dude, you could totally punch me in the fucking face.
Oh, is it like Texas courtesy where you're like, I'm polite to you because you might pull a gun?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
And I think, if you walk around in the city at any point now, it's like, oh, you act this way because you've never got punched in the face before. And I feel like everyone needs to get punched in the face. Everyone, myself included. Everyone needs to take a couple of shots at face. Just to kind of be like, oh, that's what can happen. Because people walk around like they own the place, and
do you know Justin at this point?
Justin
Brannon, or soon?
Do I know him?
No, in 1992.
Our first band was the end of 1992.
What's your band? What was the first band?
We were called Farmer.
Farmer.
Terrible.
What was it like?
It was
Moonska?
No. It was pretty much breakdown. It was like the breakdown demo.
Okay.
And I sounded like Paul Bearer.
What's so terrible? It just was
we didn't know we didn't know what we were doing.
Okay.
And like the drummer then ended up being the drummer from Indecision for all that time. Was the guitar player.
Oh.
It was literally we had a different drummer and then everybody else was Indecision.
Okay. And then you switched and got better.
Well, yeah. Then we broke up and then they started Indecision, and then
they started Indecision without you.
Yes.
Why?
They didn't want to sound like Farmer, so they wanted somebody else. And then, because we got so far out there, we played like 3 shows. We played the Crazy Country Club, and then they got some people to play sing for them that weren't good.
Yeah.
Not that I was good either, but like at that time it was just
okay. Yeah. It's 1993.
Yeah, I wanted to be fucking Mina Caputo and Jeff Perlin pretty much, and yeah.
I feel like I'm in the Flintstones, right?
Oh, you're locked. Is that We're getting some 93.
What a dichotomy. My mom calls like, hello, I love you. And your father's like, I'm in jail. Is he doing all right?
I mean,
how's he doing?
Father's Day is depressing when you're incarcerated.
Yeah,
I'd imagine so.
You know what I mean?
Oh, you didn't go visit?
No, I go up this upcoming weekend.
Good.
But I said
we're going to cut half this stuff anyway.
No, it was good.
I
It's
don't
really
mind
good.
that
Actually,
shit.
you'll chop some silent parts, but the rest is good. We were just hearing about Farmer. Do you know what Farmer is?
No, what is Farmer?
The Indecision band before Indecision.
Wow.
What do you think he has cash? Little P.
Hold on.
Little K.
Just like $5.
Would somebody hand that to my beautiful partner? Thank you.
Keep the change.
Wait, Farmer was the pre-Indecision band?
Because I said, when did you meet Justin? Did he know Justin? He knew him. They'd started like maybe late 92? Early 93?
Yeah, late 90s. Yeah, because I think...
You're not sure if he was a farmer?
No. I'm trying to think
Farmer
when
was the name of the band?
Yeah.
Does anybody remember the band I Farm?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, of course.
Of course. We did a little dive into ska, a little punk ska talk. You'll enjoy it.
Okay, I mean, I'm going to.
We're going.
I'm going to revisit that stuff because I love the Boss Tones.
We're about to go there.
Oh, okay, all right, sorry.
We saved. Yeah.
We saved it
thank
for
you,
you.
thank
Saved
you.
the best for last.
Yeah, Justin was a freshman when the rest of us were seniors.
Okay.
And we became friends because I had the Blood, Sweat, No Tears long box in my cutout in my locker. And he's
That's
like,
cool.
"You like Sick of It All? Me too." And it's been love hate ever since.
You say you want a metal nerd, and then you
I did.
just stuff him in a locker.
Yeah.
All right. So then,
He was called Mupp back then.
No
Mupp.
shit.
Because he looked like a Muppet.
What kind? He's a big guy. Look
illegal-
like Grimace.
a government one?
long curly hair. There's like a famous, like a big Muppet that used to I forget. It was in one of the movies that he had like really long curly like billowy hair.
Animal.
Oh no.
No.
The band leader.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the band leader.
All right.
But that's what he looked like. So he's
You got anything to say about Bikini Kill, Bratmobile, or Huggy Bear?
I don't really. I don't. It's almost.
Was that any? Were there
No.
riot girls in your world? Because I was saying there were.
No, not.
And they were like on the late side, but it was cool because they exposed me to this shit, and it was a different world, but it was cool.
No, kind of like the very like the visible women in my scene were more on the New York hardcore model. You know what I mean? More of that tip.
That's cool. All right, Boss Tones, more noise and other disturbances.
Okay, so I thought that this was actually kind of the sleeper between two really big, great records, but this has two really great hits on it too. This is actually cool.
We had to wait because we figured you were gonna skank it up while.
I mean, I definitely am. I fucking love the Boss Tones. Everybody,
Still not blanked.
everybody, if you don't know the Boss Tones, maybe you think it's corny bullshit or whatever. It's just the songcraft for the first 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 4 records is just fantastic.
Were you ever an Impact Unit guy? Did you like Dickie before this?
Okay, bought the Impact Unit record, didn't know it was Dickie. I was already a Boss Tones fan.
Okay.
And they must have
does that
reissued.
happen?
They must have reissued Impact Unit.
Was that on Tang or was that on Lost
No,
and Found?
no,
I think it was
neither.
Tang.
It was Big Rig,
Oh, Big Rig.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
And
What was it called? Big Rig? No, I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of Big Wheel.
you're thinking
Big
Big
Wheel.
Wheel Entertainment or
Big Wheel Recreation.
Yeah,
Recreation.
Yeah.
PWR.
But Big Rig, I think, was Dickie's. Look, a thing that I don't know if anybody's checked out, like who was in the Boss Tones. These dudes flipped everything into careers. Like, what's his name? Fucking Albert. Nate Albert is like the guy that signed. Like, hold on, it's insane. What these dudes have managed in their life. He's the guy who signed The Weeknd.
The singer?
Nate Albert is.
No, I know. But the singer of The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also like Lonely Island, Fantagram, Florence and the Machine. I'm seeing all these.
Florence and the Machine probably made him a couple of bucks.
Maybe a couple, 2 or 3.
It's just like but he's been bouncing around the music industry for a while. Dickie's been doing his thing and it's just interesting to me that these dudes who took what's frankly unworkable model of post-hardcore in the respect that these were all hardcore dudes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like now doing this thing that is hard to sell.
Like ska, but heavy.
Yes. I just can't say enough about this band. I think it's just a fascinating fucking band. And I think that, like, they ended up dialing in a level of talent. And, like, when we talk about Converge being kind of a full package band where every member is also using Converge as the thing that makes them visible for the other things that they do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And how that is, like, a pretty smart model moving forward. The Boss Tones did that to the nth degree, and like they're just a remarkable act.
And this is why you listen to Axe to Grind, is for those converged Boss Tones comparisons. You will get nowhere else.
I'd be curious because Boston. I'd be curious if the Converge
They cross paths.
Yeah,
well,
I'd
that's
be
a
curious.
good question.
They've been around for a minute.
Yeah. Both.
So, of the 92 records, Lungfish or Boss Tones?
Gun to your head.
I'll take that Lungfish record over this
Boss
Boss
Tones.
Tones record. Yeah.
Okay.
Avail,
you got?
Satiate.
It's my least favorite Avail record
You know what?
of that era.
It's. I thought this was an amazing listen because I hadn't listened to it in years, and the the level of creativity is so much higher than their contemporaries that it shows so much promise. And then I think that promise pays off on the next record.
Yes.
But this is still like, the songs aren't quite there, but like it's just like, oh, these dudes were.
They know
Yes.
they're on to something.
Yes.
Is the next record 4 a.m. Friday or Dixie?
I thought it was Dixie.
Dixie.
It's
Yeah.
Dixie. Okay, there you go.
But soon thereafter, it's not even like.
No, it's, they're pretty rapid fire here. I put this record Olive Lawn Sophomore Jinx. Have you guys, either of you, heard of this band?
No.
Sophomore Jinx.
Olive Lawn. The record is
Never
called
heard
Sophomore
of it.
Jinx.
Never heard of it.
All right, it is a weird SoCal, San Diego punk, skate punk, but like alt band. Very of the time. Heard.
Tom feels that that's a dubious thing. His face
all right,
reads
so,
dubious.
Yeah. I heard Olive Lawn on a snowboard video in
Oh,
1995.
Killing it.
Right. And let's see. And fell in love with it. The song just kind of like...
There will be no explaining to anybody moving forward what a skate video is. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
well, I mean, I've actually been thinking, like, I wonder if that is a way people can actually get into music again. But if there are videos online or like skate, because I think people would watch skate videos. I think people still do. They might need to be short,
yeah.
but I think it's still something.
I just think we talked about it. More people have gotten into waiting, like Fugazi, through fucking skate videos, having waiting room on it than fucking any other source that I could think of.
100%. So they had a song. It was College Volume, and that was a song on there. It was on their LP from '91, Pedal or Sap. And I love that record. This record is pretty good. Notable is that the dude Eddie Glass went on from this band to be in Fu Manchu and the band Nebula.
Okay.
Two bands who I really like. So kind of interesting. I'll try to... I don't know if you can get that record on Spotify. If it is, I'll throw some tracks. Rollins Band, End of Silence.
Quiet as it's kept, I think Rollins Band is not very good.
I think it's way overrated.
Yep.
And if you hear him talk about the band, you would think like this is going to be. It's funny. I listened to his podcast about this record before we chose nights, and he was like, we had worked through these songs for like 150 shows, and we were fucking a raging
machine.
beast.
Yeah.
And then you listen to it, you're like, these songs aren't that great.
Nope, not at all.
Low self opinion, good song.
Sure.
Kind of overrated.
I think this band is no longer rated, but they were previously very overrated.
I think they're very overrated. I think that...
There's a lot of Black Flag, like...
Yeah, there's Black Flag carryover.
Yeah.
I had someone try to tell me they liked this better than My War, which sounded crazy.
You know what? I could flip a coin. To me, it's all like whatever.
Revisit My War at some point. when you
I
get a
mean,
chance.
sure. Why not?
The B-side. Just go for the...
Yeah.
Start with the B-side.
The slow side.
Yeah.
Slow side.
That everyone got mad at them about.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the deal with Rollins Band, especially the early era, was that he had basically hired guns from Trenton, New Jersey.
Yep.
And he was living there.
In one of the guys' houses.
Weird choice.
So it was really weird time.
Like
for
recorded
this
in like
dude.
Dover or Rockaway. I just listened
Yep.
to, like in
Wow.
Jersey. Like
Yeah,
just
and he was there for a long time. He starts doing spoken words more and more. He's kind of like around. But yeah, I think Rollins Band was driven by his personality.
Yeah.
Completely. And some tracks, yes. I think you could make one 10-song record out of the decent Rollins Band songs, and that's it.
right from
Yes.
Lifetime. What was it? Way to the World, Lifetime.
Yeah,
Yes,
Lifetime's pretty good, actually. I forget about that record.
and then the record after this, which had Liar, which is his big song.
Yeah.
Yuck. All right, couple records that I want to see the feel of the room, and then we close a little stronger.
Because we got a record that we are overlooking that is big to two of the three.
Yeah,
of
we
them.
got. It's coming. I'm saving it. Save the best for last.
That's
No effects.
Save the best for last. We bring in some R&B here.
Vanessa
actually.
Williams.
Williams.
Yeah. Sometimes the snow comes down.
Down in June.
No effects. White trash. Blah blah blah.
I'm gonna say fuck No Effects. Punk and Drublick is a good punk record. Everything
Punk and
else
Drublick's good. I like.
couldn't give less of a
I like The Decline. I like Punk and Drublick. White trash. I don't fuck with. I don't fuck with any of their other records. I like Punk and Drublick.
I think it's corny as fuck.
I mean,
If you like what No Effects sounds like, just listen to fucking Propaganda.
I don't.
I think that NoFX does have its own personality, though. You know what I mean?
But it's like, oh, I get it, you're punk. It's
look,
like you're 57 years old.
No
and you're
offense,
like, I'm so like I'm poking at everyone.
But
like,
even
it's-
in 1990, whatever, it feels like it was parody. But they were like, "Yo, it's parody, but we're in on the joke." But it didn't feel like they were in on the joke. But they were telling you where they were in on the joke. But it didn't feel like they were in on the joke.
I got a controversial opinion.
you like them, don't you?
No, I hate their music a lot
Yeah,
and
I
find
can't-
nothing of interest here. However, the only thing I do find of interest is that this what people hate. People hate Fat Mike as a provocateur. They hate him as like you said, he's like a lifetime irritant. You know what I mean? And
Right, just because he feels like he has to be, because he's punk, dude. Like,
It's
it's
his-
so
it's
fucking
his-
gross.
see, but like my feeling is that the fact that I find him distasteful and boring,
Irritating,
and irritating to my sensibilities is what he's shooting for. More power to him. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just not mad.
I mean, if you got me rooting for a fucking Under Oath on fucking Warped Tour because you're
Right,
such
right,
a
right.
dick,
Yeah.
then you're not winning. Like,
it's-
you're doing it wrong.
But here's the thing: is like it's like Carl. Like we talked about Carl. Like, at what point do you become immune to criticism? That's got to be the most powerful position in the world, right?
Yeah.
This man is a millionaire many times over,
Sure.
who is perfectly immune to criticism. Like, I think that like he'll do something crass, get yelled at online, have a beer, and go play Pong on his on a laptop. You know what I mean? I don't think that he's playing snood and relaxing. I don't think, and I think that like.
I mean, he got kicked off his own festival for being an asshole.
But do you think he lost any sleep over it?
I bet you a little bit.
I don't know if he did.
Lost a lot of money.
Well, that's true, but he does. It's the other guys. It's the mean, angry texts from the other dudes being like, "I don't own a fucking record label, you piece of shit. I needed that fucking
Yeah.
paycheck."
All I know is that he was, for record label wise, he's very, 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 very fair to his band.
Yes,
Like
heard
an
the same thing.
astronomical. It's like, I don't know how you run a label,
Right.
giving the bands the deals that you do.
I think I can answer that. Is that when CDs sold, he sold an infinite amount.
True, that's true. But I mean, he would also give bands like $6 a CD.
Right.
Like, which, like, what the what?
Yeah, but think about how many of those goddamn CDs he was selling, and every dollar he was. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So actually, but that's an interesting thing, right? Is like another part that people don't want to talk about is that there's good and bad to be said for a lot of fucking people, and like that dude might be foul, but he is all like, isn't it interesting that he's also highly principled when it comes to the business end of
Yep.
shit?
Yeah.
I just like, I don't like him at all.
Yeah.
I just have a soft spot.
Distaste for him.
Well, yeah, for sure. But as a operating principle, I have a soft spot for the constant gadfly.
Yes. All right. Offspring. The Offspring, Ignition.
A better record than we'd like to admit, probably.
I don't know that I've heard it in 20 years.
I listened to it just to revisit it.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that band turned into Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like, it's a good
Really?
punk record.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
he's got
yeah.
a good voice. It's like, well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, holy fuck, you guys became such a terrible,
Does it
terrible.
sound like AFI or something? What's
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they were like but like that kind of
Like early era AFI kind of
Yeah.
snotty kind of.
better vocals at the time.
How many copies of this record do you think sold?
This one, I mean,
75,000.
it's the next one that sold.
5 million.
Yeah,
How many do you want to say?
of Ignition.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 250,000 because people went back and bought it.
No, that's high. I'm gonna say 80.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
1.2 million.
Holy Jesus.
Fuck.
CDs sold. Think about this though. When Smash hits and everybody go get Smash, which is the next release, 94.
Biggest selling independent record of all time, I think.
Not anymore, I don't think. Someone took over after that.
Really?
But it was for a long
Oh,
time
dude,
at the
yeah,
peak
yeah,
of its
yeah.
powers. And so then every CD store was picking up that last release,
Right.
throwing it in there. Now they weren't putting in the what is it? Disillusion? No, it's there's a pre-Offspring punk band from Long Beach that I have the LP. Damn. But anyways, I haven't heard this in 20 years. You're saying it's better than Remembered. And it's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
Pretty
I didn't
Fly,
listen to it at the time. It's not bad, though.
All right. Cro-Mags Alpha Omega.
Oof.
You feed the hot takes this time.
It's bad.
Okay, that's
If
all
it-
I needed.
If it was any other band name,
So wouldn't like it.
We're gonna call
would
it.
be bad.
We're gonna call it Pillow Fight NJ.
Pillow Fight NJ Alpha Omega does shit. Nobody
Okay,
cares.
all right.
I think people love to love it because they're like, no, hear me out. It's the reverse take.
You just dialed in to hear me out. That's exactly right.
No, hear me out. So, ice those hot takes. Listen to Age of Quarrel. Listen to Best Wishes if you must. Alpha Omega ain't shit.
I mean, Best Wishes is pretty good.
Best Wishes is pretty good. Suicidal Tendencies, The Art of Rebellion.
Okay, so I only knew this one from the album art. Could not ID a song
No, me
on
neither.
it. And we listened to a little bit before we started, and it was on the I'm all in on the embarrassing, like the more awkward and uncomfortable aspects of Suicidal, of which there's like 3.
In the 6-minute opening track, they go for self-parody, self-referencing, and it's just sonically all over the place. It's pretty outrageous. It is a very hard listen. And I think that Suicidal, up to a certain point, is very listenable at different levels. I think even, was it Lights, Camera, Revolution?
That was the last good record.
Yeah, good.
Very good
Still
record.
has tracks. I don't really fuck with their reunion stuff. Free Dumb. Not interested. But
With that
this record is the...
with such a clever name. I don't know.
I know, right? And the cool cartoon cover. But this is a weird splitting point where, to me, I think I'm at the point in my life where I can say I take COC over Suicidal Tendencies because I fuck with COC Blind and the record Deliverance. I fuck with both those records. And they just win a direct, and I fuck with Technocracy. I fuck every
You
COC
can
record
get down
up
with
to
all,
there,
and it's all different.
and it's all different. And they just killed it. And Suicidal just kind of
Did
wilted.
Blind come out in 92?
No, I think Blind's 91. Let's check because we can talk about that. But Suicidal Art of Rebellion is so comical that we're gonna try to put a track on the playlist. It was
They had one. I'm revisiting the the playlist.
Yeah.
They had one hit from it.
yeah.
That's all nobody hears. It's like a power ballad.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Nobody hears.
I'm going to refer to YouTube user
yes.
Roger Anglin,
Blind was November 91.
who from a month ago posted, "Sorry ass people thumbing down this, yet too pussy to talk shit in the comments. Yeah, shitheads best know when to hide. Suicidal for this life."
Yo, honestly, I can barely understand anything he said, but closing with Suicidal for this life.
For this life,
Yeah,
not the
hard,
next one.
yeah.
hard as
No,
hell.
it's good.
Hard,
It's
love
good.
it. Suicidal for this life. Put that on a shirt with the ST. I'm on.
Did just see them
Suicidal
open
for
for
this
Misfits,
life.
and they were great.
They were great. Great live band. Saw them at Birch Hill 18 years ago. I'm good.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna do another one.
I'm gonna do it.
Please.
This is Robert White from 4 months ago. Back in the 80s, which he weirdly spells out but incorrectly. When I was just getting out of high school, we used to throw keggers and have them play at parties. Just they starting hitting the big time. Let me say from experience that coming from Thousand Oaks, this band is one, if not the best from that era. I'll go to my deathbed playing Suicidal for life for real.
Quick pause. Do you know anything about Thousand Oaks?
I think I've been there. I don't know much else.
Home of Strife.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Agora Valley.
Rich?
Arapahoe Valley, actually. No, not Arapahoe. Agora Village. Agora Valley, I think. Pretty rich. Right next to Westlake Village. Westlake Village is very rich, but it's on the other side of the valley. You go to the valley, you go there, you keep going, you can turn and go up to Simi Valley. It's nice. It's between the valley and Camarillo, Oxnard.
Could I throw a dope kegger where I play Suicidal for life?
Only for whites.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That's the sort
Definitely someone wearing a sweater vest, but then other people like with, expensive jean jackets they have a Suicidal patch sewn onto.
Gotcha.
Why do I have a record I'd like to add to the list? I didn't
Oh,
think-
please.
It's not a hardcore
Yeah.
record, though.
Okay, we're going to get to the non-hardcore records in a minute.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Boy, this is
Hard
a fun
record.
one. Sheer Terror, Ugly and Proud / Thanks for Nothing.
Uh,
A lot of personality.
I mean, that's what Sheer Terror gets through on.
But this is good. This I like more than Love Songs for the Unloved. Not as much as Just Can't Hate Enough.
Yeah,
But
okay.
Yeah, I think that's
a solid record in the middle. When I listened to it, I was excited. I was like, this is cool. But then I was like, oh, there's Here to Stay. And I played that song 5 times in a row and wanted to crash my car off the BQE. So, yeah. I don't know that Sheer Terror gets enough love.
They don't.
For actually what their
Yes,
music.
yes.
It's really good.
No, I mean, but that's the thing, right? Is the personality has eclipsed the music,
Yep.
and
by his own
by
choice.
design. Yeah,
By-
sure. But that's kind of interesting in its own respect too.
Yeah.
I know that this guy is like way outside what people are looking for in 2018, but like, he's still a fucking character, and I think that if you can't appreciate a character, you
know
suck.
what? And here, let me say this: I love the character in the songs, in the music. I feel it. All the shtick, take it or leave it, man.
Yeah.
I think there's other New York dudes who do it better. Jimmy does it better.
Oh, I don't. I think
It's a different kind
Different
of vibe.
shtick, different vibe.
Yeah, Jimmy.
I mean, he does it well. Here's the deal: he does it well. When they do the record with it and shit, I'm like, who cares? I didn't listen. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got some of the most quotable.
Yeah.
He's the most quotable.
How many of your friends have been like, Robert Smith sucks my dick?
Yeah.
Or like,
That's
squatters'
true.
rights, I'll give you a right, a left, and a kick to the fucking head.
Yeah, your mother has AIDS.
Yeah, I mean,
This one's called Spoiler.
he knows it.
Yeah, I mean, no, he's unbelievably quotable.
But he actually, he now it's, if you're going to see them, half the set will be him talking.
Right.
Great. Sometimes it's fantastic. Sometimes it's like, just can't do it.
Right.
play Here to Stay over 5 times, and I will mosh every single time for that song.
You also, for people, I don't imagine that we're going to push anybody to go. I don't know if anybody's going to feel so motivated by this conversation to go see Sheer Terror, but we should note that it's a bit like seeing Bad Luck 13, but with words. You know what I mean? Meaning that you have to be there for that,
'Cause you will get
otherwise-
offended.
Otherwise,
Yeah,
you are.
it's part. It's being on the bit.
Yeah.
It's
Still impressive.
Yeah, and it's a show.
Right.
It's a show. It's performative. All right.
Oh, hey.
Sick of it all. Just look around. I cede the floor.
We've talked about it after listening to
Recuse.
after listening to this, after doing our Sick of It All listen. I think this is maybe the best all around record. I think that this is a really great record because, as you know, Scratch the Surface is like my favorite, but
better record.
But I think that this has more good songs.
I like this more than Scratch the Surface or Built to Last or anything except
Blood Sweat.
Blood Sweat. Because of Lou's vocals.
His voice on this is good.
His voice is really good. And I'm not even saying this dismissively. He's developing his voice into what it ends up on those records and all subsequent material. But he's in the in-between phase where I'm still hearing Blood Sweat
Tears. Sure.
and I'm hearing the new voice. And I really like that mix. There's a song, I think it's the 5th track, What's Going On,
Does anybody
Yeah.
realize
that
what's
song's,
going on?
and that's
I
got
think
a
that's
really
bad.
cool offbeat mosh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, really good.
And it is a weird time for the band because there was a time that Pete and Lou stayed in the band with a different bass player,
Yep.
drummer, which we saw
Yeah.
at the 1991 In Effect video.
Yep.
And then Armand came back with Rich Cipriani.
And Armand was in Rest in Pieces?
Correct.
What's the story? What were they doing? Were they trying to do Rest in
Yeah.
Pieces on a real way?
Yeah. And then Rich and Armand came back, and then Craig Ahead joined right after AF broke up, which is
Right.
also like 1992 or something.
Yes.
So like he literally was like, apparently the story. It's like my friend Jerry told me the story. It's like some crazy like he was out with like AF for like the last fucking 3.5 months for the last tour or whatever. Got home and then left like 3 days later for like a 2-month Sick of It All tour. Like it's madness.
Back when people were really road dog motherfuckers. I think this Locomotive and the Pain Strikes alone are just I mean, these are fucking killer
We
tracks.
Stand Alone, the song.
We Stand Alone.
with the additional mosh part at the end. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, this is a good record.
Yeah. Yes. What else is? I mean, it's got a fucking Ronald Reagan sample.
To open it, yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
this is a
Like
good
it's
record.
Interesting move in 92.
Yeah. This is a good record, though.
It's a good record, and I think it gets
Yeah.
lost in the shuffle a bit. Because I would put this and I'm not Jimmy sick of it all. I put this, if I was making a list of 25 New York hardcore records, this probably squeaks in.
Yeah.
Making a list of 25 top New York hardcore
Good luck.
records. That seems cool.
That might be a good idea.
All right. 4 quick ones, because I don't. If either of you have feelings, I only have feelings on the Heroin 7-inch.
Way better than I thought.
Yes.
Way better.
Really good. It's really good.
You want to hear something crazy?
Gravity Records 1 or something? It's really good.
I heard more Minor Threat than the drumming is pure Minor Threat. The drumming is like early hardcore drumming, and it's great.
This record was a frequent play listen for me when I was 19, 20, when I just
really?
moved
Me
out.
never.
I just picked it up, and somebody was like, oh yeah, that record's good. It doesn't sound like what you think it sounds like.
Yeah, so
It's
a
a hardcore record. It's San Diego.
Yep.
But like, it also makes me go, oh, this is like the roots of the 90s screamo stuff, but it's rooted really deeply in 80s hardcore.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. A lot of melody, weird melodies.
Yep.
It's cool. A lot of DC.
Everybody check it out. I owned it when I was a kid and didn't care about it at all. This listen through blew my mind just because it was not what I was expecting.
One of my favorite records of this go through. Really cool. Has a different feel than a lot of the other stuff. The other Heroin material, meh.
Yeah.
This really good. Struggle 7-inch. Anything?
No, I couldn't get it actually.
Abolition. Early Abolition. Sawhorse. Early Abolition. Iconoclast. Early Abolition.
Much harder than I remember.
Iconoclast?
Much harder. Yeah. I ultimately can't say that I loved it, but it is a actually gross, heavy, hard record.
Yep.
Not at all what I was expecting.
I gotta dig that one out. Put these on here because they were all samples from the Gravity record scene for Heroin, but then also Abolition. Abolition was Ken McClard's label and distribution. Hugely important in the 90s.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay,
Like,
so
undeniable Heart Attack
yeah.
fanzine.
So real quick, let's just because we have a couple listeners that are like, this is not their world at all, and for kind of good reason. That door's shut, and it doesn't seem like anybody's trying to open it.
Deadbolt.
So Abolition, imagine, is there a digital point of comparison?
No.
An influential zine, highly, so like Heart Attack was the I guess ideological wing of
Ideological, but also Zine did a bunch of reviews. But you got to remember, it's a zine that's tied into a distribution, so like. Did a good job of getting the news out there.
Yep.
Heart Attack was available at every weird independent record store everywhere.
Everywhere.
Newsprint. It was like 50 cents.
Yep. It was
Available in a lot of bookstores all over.
absolutely.
Yeah,
and
they
it
used to do like year-end votes.
Yep. And it was the place before the internet to argue about punk and hardcore.
Oh, letters back and forth.
Yes.
All the time. And columns. It was MRR of the 90s. Now, MRR was still happening.
Yes,
and it was
MRR
got
was
very
still happening,
90s.
yep.
But it still kind of had some of their leanings and fixations. Whereas Heart Attack was like, no, we're in the 90s and this is what we're doing.
And if you, it's just like, for people, this is going to sound so fucking old. If you are fighting online about a band today, you in some way can trace that back
Yeah.
to
Ken McClard and Abolition.
yes,
Yeah.
to fighting
Heart Attack.
Heart Attack went for fucking over a full fucking year fighting about Rage Against the Machine.
Yes.
Just letters column.
Back and forth. Multiple letters. Oh my God.
Fuck. Like, and if this seems absurd to you, just think that this is definitely
And it
happening
is.
in a message. Oh my God, yeah. But it is Reddit before Reddit. Imagine a snail mail Reddit. That's what this fucking piece of shit was. Right. It sucked. But there were some Abolition releases that were cool.
Were some Abolition releases that were cool. And this dude, I mean, he was the DIY punk distribution of everything.
Yeah.
All the stuff that you like, all the prank records, all the fucking Havoc stuff, all the tragedy stuff later.
Yep.
All the weird sit down emo records, they were all flowing through Abolition, and remains. I think it still is a distribution.
Yeah, but
Still does it.
for many years, it was a man who was making a living and had multiple employees. Running an ideological zine telling you not to make money on punk. That's
There was a weird dichotomy.
That was
there.
the hustle of the whole fucking thing.
It was a weird dichotomy. He might even, if he were to hear this, he'd probably send us an email.
Yeah, it was.
Which is
Probably
fine.
send us a letter
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't figured.
Which
out
we'll
email.
take it, but
on the back of the whole flyer.
a weird guy who's polarizing, but like definitely put out some records that mattered.
Absolutely.
All right, that is the end of our hardcore list asterisk because we're going to get to another little segment here. How does 1992 feel? It feels a little exhausting.
I mean, you guys were yawning like you were fucking
Yeah.
like there was like a gas in the room or something. Like
And there was.
It was.
Half the time we didn't have a fucking fan facing the right way.
You know what? Maybe the wrong way is the right way.
Yeah, he was putting us through the 92 experience.
Exactly. I felt it.
I was going to lay down on the floor to simulate.
Like Merrill.
Yeah.
Yes, Meryl, good reference.
Thank you very much.
Julia.
Yes.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's exhausting. Like I said,
Some
not a great
highs,
year. Not a great year.
a lot of lows.
Yep.
And a lot of stuff that's like that we all struggled to find some nuggets of things that were
Yeah,
good.
there were a lot of good things.
What was the height? Is Sing It All just look around?
Sick of it all is
there?
right up there.
I'd probably go that and Urban Discipline for me.
Yeah.
I put no comment, downside, and neurosis at the top of mine. Starkweather, you're putting
Starkweather
up there for
would be
you.
up there. Yep. Dropping many suckers.
Drop Many Suckers. To me, Shelter Quest for certainty.
yeah, that
That would be my 5.
That's a high
I'll
one.
throw. I might go for Into Another.
dun, dun,
I'm not going to really count that Quicksand single, but it's really good. That Jawbox really surprised me, and Lungfish. We got some highs, and we're gonna try. If you just scrape the top off the mountain, it's a nice mountain.
Honestly, if I was on a desert island and you wanted to give me Lungfish Talking Songs for Walking and Sick of It All, Just Look Around.
You're doing okay.
Yeah, that's a good start.
And if we throw in the Boss Tones,
oh
record,
my God,
you now are well rounded. You're surviving for a few years on this island.
Just Amazon Prime me some yerba mate.
I
No, he's just skanking around the island collecting coconuts.
At that point, we've covered most of my moves.
Twitter artist who did the great illustration of Patrick in his room. We need an illustration of him skanking around an island.
Ska guy.
Well, we want it to be Patrick skanking around an island collecting coconuts.
There you go.
All right, so non-hardcore releases.
Real quick,
Yeah.
It appears that Stigmata, I want to keep this local.
Yeah.
It appears that Stigmata put out The Heart Grows Harder in '92, which is insane to think about.
What's the
They've
deal
been
with
around
it?
since the 80s.
Yeah. So Stigmata came out of what? Cranial Abuse?
Yes.
Maybe? So
That was like 85 or 86. I
Yeah.
think.
Were they part of the Wolfpack? Maybe.
I mean, all contemporary.
Text Steve.
And it's just
Steve
like,
Reddy, was cranial abuse part of the Wolfpack?
I bet he'd say no.
Please reply.
So
X Bob X.
we've talked about Stigmata and how they've kind of had like a little bit of a revival. This is the very early Metallic material, and probably honestly worth revisiting. They did a discography at some point, and it's all worth revisiting. It's rather ugly music at times, but it is.
But there's diehards of this now.
Oh yeah, and
They
like
were the kings of.
well, the thing, it's kings that didn't tour. You know what I mean? Like
Local
kings
phenomenon.
that fucking like how many tours did they really do?
I don't know.
I don't think many.
I mean, I don't remember them playing New York all that often.
Yeah, but I think that was basically the deal, though, right? Was that these dudes were tight with Harley? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, kind of like, these dudes are actually really odd kind of guys in some ways. They don't read as metal dudes at all, at least throughout my life. You know what I mean? But
Right.
they've played this kind of bastard metal since I was a child.
Right. The drummer went on to Shadows Fall.
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
Bittner, Jason Bittner.
Yep, that's right. Anyway, totally sick band that is worth checking out if you are on that hard tip. If you love Integrity, you probably at least will like.
check out some
yeah,
Stigmata.
you will at least like
yeah.
Stigmata.
It's tougher.
Yeah, it is tougher.
Okay,
It actually good call. It actually
know what?
takes it takes the Integrity model, adds a tiny bit of street.
Yes.
But, and then it's really worth checking out.
We're going to go into the non-hardcore section here.
Dun, dun, dun.
But it's sort of like, it's non-hardcore, but it's sort of still adjacent.
This is what hardcore kids were listening to in 1992.
Did we talk about Crude SS?
No, we're going to get into that
Okay,
section.
all right,
We're waiting on that
all right,
section.
okay.
We're getting into that.
Yeah,
What
that's
the
the
fuck
asterisk.
section is that, dude?
That's the asterisk section.
God damn.
There's 2 sections left, folks. Stick with
Holy
us.
shit.
Rage Against the Machine, self-titled. 51 minutes of fucking rap metal. Change the world. Kick it now.
You guys are so white.
No, are you kidding? That was a Stone Groove.
That's a great record.
Yeah, look, this record is totally, it's good.
And if you've ever seen Rage Against the Machine in any non-arena size venue, he is legitimately one of the best frontmen you'll ever see.
I believe
Zach from Inside Out.
Zach from Heart Stance.
Zach from Far Side.
That's true. Was he in Far Side too?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he was.
First 7-inch. Rage Against the Machine is good radio rap metal, and I am always confused at the modern connection to it to make for hardcore kids. I get it. It's
catchy.
It's catchy as hell.
Yeah.
It's catchy as hell. This was music that was on the radio that
Actually saying some shit though.
Huh? It's actually saying some shit, but the people, 90% of the people who listen didn't give a shit. They wanted to punch you while they were riding in their Jeep.
All true. Yeah,
Sure.
all true.
Now, I'm not saying that. I'm not going to hold their audience against them. Just as I'm not holding the audience of fucking Green Day Kerplunk against them or fucking the Boss Tones.
Or Tools.
Or Tool. But it's hard. If you were a kid in high school in the 90s, post Rage Against the Machine, they were certainly had just as much in common with every dumb band as the bands you related to. When you make the connection that these were dudes with hardcore roots, it's like, oh. And so that's why I have, when I'm not playing bad cop on this, given them props because, like, yo, they took what they were doing, literally fucking, Biggie sized it, and we're like, oh shit, let's try to impact. And I think they did, as far as like dudes from the hardcore world who made an impact on the world at large. You can't really argue against Zach.
They needed to KLF this after the next record. You know what I mean? Where you just like, you do a big stunt and then fade into obscurity knowing that you can't live up to the thing that you... Because...
Evil Empire is a good record.
No, it is, but...
And Battle for Los Angeles...
I don't need that one.
Half a good record.
But like...
All those covers records are so cool. And Zach's mariachi band after is so cool.
Is that real?
And I really like the Downset record.
Did he do a...
Beef. Fucking Downset calling them out. Downset called them out.
Oh, yes. But what's unfortunate is that...
I'm surprised they didn't call him a paper gangster.
I revisited Downset. It's unfortunate that it doesn't come close to Rage.
It's really bad.
It doesn't come close.
And they were a fucking hardcore
close.
band that went left too. Like,
they went left
Social
just in a
justice
poor
or
social justice, yeah. Just did it
Oh,
poorly.
right. That's the first record, yeah?
The band before.
Oh, that's what it's
They
called.
were like a
right,
hardcore
right.
band,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
were
called
like,
Social Justice, right. That, I thought
The
it was,
record
I
looks
thought
like
that
a
was,
Justice League record.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I thought it was the... thought that was the name of the first record. So, Rage Against the Machine is a radio rock band. It does happen to be better than most.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Big fan.
Obituary, the end complete.
I don't have anything to say about this one.
I love Obituary.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But I
Death metal got so fucking big in the 90s. And
Right.
a lot of my old dude friends are like, yeah, so hardcore got shitty. And I'm like, well, and they're like, no. And I mean, I like some of it, but it just wasn't good. So I got into death metal too. So
Right. And
because
there's a lot of crossover, like AF playing with Obituary. And
absolutely, they did. Yeah, they did a big tour with that, and there was crossover. And I think there was an interesting trail for dudes who are probably just a little older than you, Tom, where they were metalheads in the mid '80s.
Yeah.
Discovered hardcore, got into hardcore,
Right.
kind of swore off metal.
They got back.
Then when hardcore starts slowing down, they're like, I can't punch someone in the face to this anymore. Find death metal. And
I got to slam. I got to slam my
I mean,
bro.
Obituary is moshy as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, I don't think that's the third Obituary LP. It comes out in '92. I think it's still in the canon of like this is Obituary, but it's not. What's the big one? Not Slowly We Rise.
Slowly We Rise.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Or even World Demise is big.
I think those are the first.
World Demise is after
Fourth,
this.
yeah, okay.
But this is the band that everybody poses on.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Everybody wanted to buy the hat, but no one actually knows
Yeah.
the songs.
Yeah.
Helmet Meantime.
Fantastic record.
You think?
Yeah.
So obviously I like the whatever.
likes Meantime.
Yeah, everybody likes Meantime, but like
Unsung?
Unsung's
yeah,
good. Unsung's good.
So I think this is a good record that's polled by two really good songs.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for those two songs, it's like, meh. But those two songs are, I think, carry it.
You want to hear the crazy take?
Give it.
This is the Fugazi of that aggressive alt world because while this is undeniably good, I don't believe you could have as an emotional tie to it as Quicksand.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I loved it, but there's no like.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, oh fuck. this
Detached
really
from the
hits
world,
me.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's funny because like at the time, Paige Hamilton was old.
I mean,
Like for the time,
yes.
It wasn't like, hey, I'm a 23-year-old kid writing these riffs. He was in his 30s then.
Yep.
You know, and I don't know. I think the record's really good. I think they definitely influence a lot of hardcore.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they do. Between them and the stuff like Quicksand, there's a big shift in the sound. Pantera, Vulgar Display of Power.
One of the best heavy metal records ever. I mean, he wasn't a white power dude as far as I knew back then.
Okay, I had this discussion.
And he might have been, but it wasn't. He wasn't out on stage Sick Island like an asshole.
Right. I had this discussion with somebody that did not keep up with that at all. Didn't know. They heard that he had done something that they should be angry at, but they didn't know. I had this conversation yesterday. And they were like, so wait, he's a white power guy? And I was like...
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
Right. I was like, look, I'm not making any excuses,
No.
but he's just a drug-addled moron.
Yeah, I mean, he's clean now, but he's a mess.
It's like... man. Because, like, when... Okay, so there's that saying, when somebody tells you who they are, you believe them, right? So, like, if
He
you're...
shows you,
If you're Sieg Hailing...
What was that word?
I'm not good with it.
Sieg Hailing. Sieg Hailing.
Sieg Hailing.
If you're doing that,
Yes.
what am I supposed to take from you except for what you're giving me, right?
Sure.
But at the same time, if we like can contextualize this man, man, you're looking at him. I looked at it and I almost felt bad for him because I was like, this poor fucking idiot. I don't think he's got like if he's racist, I think he's just New Orleans racist. I don't think he's like tied to fucking white power movements. You know what I mean? So like the watching him do it, I was like pained by it. Honestly, because I was like, oh man, this dude is like just fucked.
He was burnt.
Yeah, he's just fucked. And like, look, I know that people that have no sympathy for this fucking guy don't like me having sympathy for him either. But like, I've met plenty fucking spent drug addicts in my life, and like. You don't always make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I met him before this and with my friend Lou. And, like, we spent, like, probably 4 hours with this dude.
No shit.
Yeah, I never told you this. So we sat down, we talked about hardcore. He knew all about it.
Yep.
Wow.
I got into an argument with him about Peter Steele.
Okay.
Because he was like, I mean, he wrote Victim in Pain. I go, no, I didn't. And he goes, I know the man. He wrote Victim in Pain. I'm like, that's cool, but he didn't.
Yeah.
And like we were going back and forth. I was like, he wrote the sketchy stuff on Cause for Harm. And he goes, he wrote Victim in Pain. I'm like,
No.
that's cool that you know him, but you're wrong.
Yeah, but he lied to you.
Yeah,
But
dude.
he kept going back and forth. But he was just like, he called me Tom G. Warrior, which is pretty cool. And like he literally didn't say one cross word about anything. He kicked the band off the tour because they were on heroin. It was them. It was down in the Melvins.
Yep.
Wow.
And some opener, I forget who it was. But like literally, like we walked in on him listening to the Smiths by himself.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, I write for a boxing magazine. Would you like to read it? And I was like, sure. And that was it. Like, he was like super, like regular chill. My friend was a like, he still is. Latino dude. He's not dead. You know, Lou.
Yep.
Lou.
I do know
You know,
Lou.
like he was like, I mean, in 4 hours, he could have had the chance of slipping and saying.
he revealed not an ounce of the thing that we...
Right.
That
So,
he'd been
I mean,
accused of, yeah.
I'm not defending him in whatsoever. And that was a fucking dumb, shitty thing to do.
So dumb.
But he's a burnt out fucking dude
Yeah.
from New Orleans.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what to say about
I don't know.
it.
Not
And
an
I hope
excuse, but the understandings is that a person is more than their actions in a single moment, and that there is context, and it doesn't excuse the actions in a single moment, but that there's a lot more to the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope, you know. But, I mean, having heard Vulgar Display of Power 15 years before this bullshit happened,
Yeah.
God fucking damn it.
Do you think
Incredible.
do you think it's good all the way through, though?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't know about it. I mean, I'll give it another listen.
Another-
I've never,
dude.
I'll go back to
I've
it.
never felt like it.
I mean, it's got hits for fucking
That's how
sure,
I feel, but I've never felt like it goes all the way through.
Okay.
And dude, them at the time,
Oh well, that.
I bet
yeah.
live it was outrageous.
I saw them, I think it was probably around this. It was this band called Trouble. Mm-hmm. There was like a stoner rock band from Chicago. White Zombie and Pantera at Roseland.
You went to a lot of weird shows.
I loved everything.
went to every
Yeah.
show.
I just went to it. Like
Yeah.
me and my buddy Joe just went to everything.
Imagine being in New York and being that age and just having the access and being able to go to every show.
Yeah.
And
Great.
like they played Thunder Kiss, the Big White
Yeah.
Zombie song, which
Yeah.
is probably around here. I don't even know, probably 92, 93, whatever. And like he came out with the fucking like Spencer Gifts like dreadlock wig on,
Fuck.
with like a hat,
Fuck.
like to sing it with Rob Zombie.
yeah.
I have never seen a crowd react to something like that in my entire life.
Well, I mean, think about how I'd react right now.
People were
Sounds awesome.
fucking murdering each other.
Yeah.
And during Pantera, I watched a guy that went on to become, in a pretty well-known New York hardcore band.
Yeah.
Beat the living shit out of some guy, and as people were like jumping up and down, whoop, threw him under the crowd.
Oh,
And I didn't see that guy again, so I don't know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And I was just like, 17-year-old Tom kind of pissed himself a little bit.
crowd stomp.
I was like 5 feet away from this whole thing happening, and yeah,
Eek.
it was scary.
There's no stories that can top that one. So
Not today, no.
I got another story that could top. Well, it won't top it. But another record from 1992.
oh yes,
That was hardcore adjacent.
Yes.
Okay, what do you
Not
got?
really hardcore adjacent, but fucking hard. Ice Cube, Predator.
Oh, it is hard.
I saw him at the 1992 Lollapalooza
Yeah.
playing these songs. People were like moshing like it was Slayer.
Yep.
And literally on each side of the stage, he had two guys with AK-47s pointed into the crowd.
Yeah, the good old days.
Obviously it's a terrible thing to bring up now, but as an impressionable 17-year-old, I
Yep.
was like, that is the scariest
Yep.
fuck. Like dudes with like loped out sunglasses,
Yep.
giant dudes being like, boop, obviously unloaded guns.
Yeah, sure.
But like into the, like pointing at the crowd
Yep.
as he was playing.
Yep.
It was hard.
Most unpopular thing I'll say today. That's dope.
And this Ice Cube
That's
record is
dope.
his
Yeah.
best record.
Like, who did it recently that, like, Marilyn Manson fired a gun at a crowd in Northern California, and it was, like, after some shooting, whatever.
Probably San Bernardino.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
And
But-
Eminem got in trouble for using a sound clip of a gunshot.
yeah, like this.
I mean, I get it.
This, so
This
do
is the
I.
moment,
sucks.
right?
It's
The
not the right-
moment,
yeah.
So do I, but I'm also like the Reddit libertarian Patrick has emerged and is here to tell you that I still think that's great entertainment. I really do.
But people are fucking traumatized right now. It's
I
not the
get it.
time,
I mean,
you know?
look, I understand, but like, it's not Marilyn Manson's job to untraumatize you.
No, but not add to it. What else we got? Another record that came out around that time, Faith No More, Angel Dust. Not hardcore at all.
No.
But
No,
all my
no.
hardcore friends loved it.
Yes.
Not hardcore at all.
Yes.
Dr. Dre, The Chronic. Did anyone not like that record?
You couldn't not like that
Nah,
record.
I'm not as big on it as like some of the other stuff of the era.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's revisit.
I'm not a G-Funk man.
What else we got?
Dr. Dre? Damn.
I'm not crazy about the
Beastie
production.
Boys, check your head.
I like Paul's Boutique.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
But-
think anybody's arguing that.
I mean,
Check Your Head had some tracks.
it's a great record, and I think they changed.
A lot.
They had an impact on
Yeah.
society.
Yeah, agreed.
People they dressed in a way that made people want to dress that
Yeah,
way.
agreed.
You know what I mean? That like
Skateboarder chic became a thing for a
Yeah,
fucking decade.
for a while.
Yeah.
Grand
Yeah.
Royal became
Yeah.
a fucking moneymaker for
Yeah.
them. And like,
Yes, it did.
ringer
Damn.
tees and fucking this and wearing fucking Pumas and all this shit. Was
They
like,
went. You know what's funny is the parallels to what they did, low key to what Kanye's doing, where Kanye's putting out a bunch of music,
Yeah.
doing this stuff, and influence the culture at large. A lot of different people are taking on their fashion cues. The Beastie Boys were doing that, and I
Oh,
don't think it was
absolutely.
acknowledged. Like they really had a look and style and feel with their
Yeah,
sound.
and they were hardcore kids.
Yep.
Like straight up hardcore kids. And I saw them as the hardcore band.
Oh, you saw one of those
Did I ever
shows?
tell you?
Yeah,
they
no,
did
that's
like
awesome.
a secret show. And the only reason why I knew it was at Coney Island Highs.
You're a fucking New York insider is how you
95.
know.
No,
Yeah.
I wasn't. I wasn't inside. I was like 20. I went straight from college or straight from like whatever the fuck I was doing. And I waited in line for like 5 hours. But it was Quasar
Yep.
and Alleyway Crew. I was like, well, I know what the fuck Alleyway Crew is, so I'm going to see Sick of It All.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Yep.
And ended up being the Quasar was
Boys.
Beastie Boys.
No
Mike
shit.
D singing, different drummer.
Oh, okay.
Only did covers. I mean, like, and they're hardcore songs.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they did
yeah.
like fucking Circle Jerks covers, and this, it was band, like Black Flag.
Egg Raid on Mojo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick of It All.
Good Wendell Vaughn reference.
But yeah, I did love
Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys, especially around that time.
Alice in Chains Dirt. This is the last non-hardcore that we're going to talk
Love
about.
them.
Yeah,
Those
I
first
love
two
Dirt.
records, man.
Yeah, man. I
No,
do
what's
too.
when you say first two? What does that mean?
Well, no, the first two LPs. I like Dirt and Facelift.
What's the one after
Facelift
that?
is first.
What's the one after that?
The one after that, Dirt? No, it's
It's Facelift, Dirt. There's Jar of
I
Flies.
love the
Flies.
single from Jar of Flies. I Stay Away.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, but they were fucking so heavy. And then they had that record with the dog with 3 legs on the cover.
Yeah.
That's record song.
It's not
That's
good.
self-titled. I'm alright with it. I'm going
Jar of Flies and what's the other one?
Facelift, Dirt, Jar of Flies.
Sap.
Sap.
Yes. Good band.
I stay away.
Hey, it's a good song.
Those two dudes and their fucking crazy ass like harmonies, which is pretty wild because if you listen to them today, they can still pull it off even without Lane Staley.
Is that right? Who
And
they-
the new singer,
New singer.
yeah.
who oddly enough was in Blast.
Really?
yeah.
He's a hardcore dude.
Really?
From Atlanta.
Yep.
William Duvall, hardcore guy that now sings, African American dude, sings for Alice Chains, has for the last like 10 years, has been on like the last 3 LPs. You like if you closed your eyes, you would not know the difference. Their harmonies are still exactly the same.
He nails the
Interesting.
notes.
Still great.
Interesting.
Yep. And he was in Blast. And he
That's
like
fucking
paid for like
crazy.
an Atlanta hardcore documentary or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's a legit dude. Yeah.
So that concludes the active 1992. We had a lot more fun talking about the non-hardcore stuff right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Some
we're going to talk
doubt.
about this little European label called Lost and Found.
Bum, bum, bum.
We've touched on it.
They did a bunch of the bootleg label from Germany-ish. This is a time before international receipts, essentially. Whole lot of bootlegs, whole lot of sketchiness. Let me give you what they put out in 1992. Judge No Apologies, the Chung King Sessions. Side by Side, You're Only Young Once, discography. Heresy, Voice Your Opinion, discography. The Abused, Loud and Clear. Youth of Today, Take a Stand, live record. Crude SS, The System You Hate. Death Wish, Tailgate, 7-inch. And the FU's Revenge, which is kind of like a collection.
Now were those all bootlegs?
Yes, is what I'm going to say. They were
Okay.
bootlegs or really loose agreement type things. But the way I always saw it was they were maybe they got one guy to sign off on something like this sort of reads to me like they got Porcel to sign off on something.
You
or
think
one of
so?
those
Even
dudes.
that? I don't know.
I don't even
But they
know
definitely
that.
released records.
There were
legitimately.
legitimate ones like Battery,
Exacto.
Cornerstone. Yep.
That was my buddy Sega from Portugal.
They
he was in
did.
the band Exacto, and they did a split with like Ignite,
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, people.
Threefold Misery,
Yep. 108. That was legit.
Legitimately-
And 108 got a bunch of loot from them.
Yeah.
And just
and that's why they sold it to them and rather than EVR.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. And so, yeah, Lost and Found was this weird label, but you can see this is this time frame where a lot of quote unquote classic hardcore is going out of press. That's a weird. There's a lot of New York hardcore, a lot of late '80s stuff, but then also you get the Heresy discography.
Right.
You get the Crude SS record. You get the Death Wish 7-inch old Boston hardcore original pressing. There's only 300 copies of, like kind of infamous. What do you got on Crude SS? You want to talk on them?
I gave it a listen, and the only takeaway that I had from it was that I liked that all the song titles were declarative sentences.
Yes.
I think that that's very, very funny. So it'll be
Very
like,
distorted noise.
it was like, let's see. To me, it was like things like destroy capitalism, you know what I mean? Or
Yes.
respect the earth. Like, blow all town halls.
I like Blow All Town Halls.
Yeah, me too.
Where are they from?
The
I have no
Japanese
idea.
band, Crude SS. Classic Japanese hardcore band.
But I just really love how declarative those, like, respect the earth, or Nazi go home.
This is what the Blow Town Hall makes me think of. Wait a second. Read it.
Do we remember the guy who? What was the name of the guy who ran Lost and Found? Do we remember?
I don't remember.
Do you remember that? I want to say it was like a bandana thrash comp that had the fucking semen in the eye of, and it was the guy from Lost and like it was. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
I
do
feel like
remember.
I'm like fucking going crazy over here. It was a thrash.
No, it was a thrash thing. It was it? I think it might have been an early Youth Attack one, maybe.
Oh, that could be.
It was like an Oath or maybe an Oath record.
Here I am fucking googling this and like I'm Google. I can't remember the man's name.
Are you Googling semen in the eye?
I'm semen in the eye, and the first thing, what happens if semen gets you in your eye? 6 things to expect.
What Yeah.
How about read the first
6
5?
things
Eye babies.
to expect.
Eye babies, burning.
Yeah, your eye gets swollen.
things to expect. I don't. Number one, or number two, you will. Your eyes will burn. Yes. Yeah.
One would expect.
You know what? Thank God for this article.
Now, what happened? What brought upon the end of Lost and Found?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
I think that
I feel like something happened.
Oh,
There
yeah.
was like a...
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think that the world got smaller and that people could track it back.
People were touring.
Internet, well, and that there was an ability to kind of track down exactly who was doing what.
Sure.
Revelation got really much heavier into distribution too, so they were getting international distribution. In '92, they had some kind of rudimentary international distribution. It was super DIY.
Right.
But this person was kind of taking a space in a marketplace where it's like, oh, like you can't get this Judge thing, you can't get this stuff. You got this Youth of Today live record that he probably just took off the board and.
Yeah.
So,
it
you know,
sounds
if you have more info on Lost and Found, shoot it over.
Yeah.
We have the basics, but it's a really
side-by-side
fascinating
discography sounds like hot garbage.
Yeah,
as
oh,
compared
yeah.
to the Rev, like
because Rev had the masters and
Yeah.
got it cleaned up and did the whole thing, but that was the only
Youth
one.
of Today one.
Take a stand all
Yeah.
the time because they cover Gorilla Biscuits and Chromax.
Yeah, and that's a
awesome.
slow down, dude.
Slow down, dude. Yeah, it's fantastic.
That was the first time I'd ever heard side by side.
Yeah.
Because it was out of print.
And that's and it was that ugly yellow and blue cover,
Mm-hmm.
but that was the way you could hear some of this stuff. I don't think I would have heard a ton of stuff. The first time I heard Wide Awake was through a Lost and Found mini disc CD that they had released.
Wow.
They did a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
that was otherwise unavailable, and the fact that you could get it at all. You know, I'm not saying cool bootleg this, that, and the other, but there was a service being provided. You could,
And
it was access to information. Patrick's like pro.
I'll take a hard stance. It's cool.
I mean, if it's not available, you're not taking from anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not like
No,
standing
that's
outside
true.
the concert,
That's true.
Oh, you want to buy the LP for $5 rather than 20 inside? I got you. Then that's a different
right.
story.
Yeah.
You know, Jules was not like waiting on money that fucking Lost and Found kind of
That's right.
stole from under them. And like, I feel like even as a kid or a band on tour, like I definitely bought bootlegs. Like I was able to find like a token entry 7-inch with Komanali singing.
Oh
for
yeah.
them. It's a bootleg, of course,
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
or I bought like a record that had the first like 6 Revelation records on 112-inch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
That's
bootleg.
right.
I mean,
Yep.
like that's cool. I
But
mean,
you could get it, and you couldn't get all that stuff
Sure.
by that point. 1992 is this interesting point where, like, the early Rev stuff, if you're into Rev 1 through 9, you could still kind of mail order it up till 1990, 91. You could still order a Warzone 7-inch, but by 92, that train has left the station. You could not order that stuff. It was gone, and it wasn't coming back anytime soon. It was a few years before Rev started doing discographies. Probably to like 95, 96, 97 when they started doing
what was the
that
first?
stuff.
Like, was Chain the first discography they did?
Chain and Side by Side.
Yeah, right.
They're pretty close. And I think that's 96. And then they do the Youth of Today reissues. But like Lost and Found does this in the
was
middle
space
of
for it,
nothing.
yeah.
Yeah. And in reality, there's a lot of those records. You know, there was a Youth of Today bootleg of We're Not This Alone and the Can't Close My Eyes 7-inch, the original mixes that came out in the early 90s, because those records were just not available. Caroline didn't repress We're Not This Alone. I think they did 3 pressings, and then that was it. And there was no...
Just gone.
And I don't know if there was... I don't think there was a CD version.
Wild.
Yeah. So, it's...
I don't really see any harm in it.
No. So, Patrick, what you got? You're like...
You see
Wow.
that I'm lost because there's an early Lost and Found release for STP,
Yeah.
which is a band that I've never heard of that was around from 83 to 84 that stands for
Shirley Temple's.
Stomp That Pussy.
Oh.
And I can't find really anything on this band, and I'm just very now curious.
That's what Scott Weiland was calling the band.
Yeah,
before.
maybe.
Hey, it could have been. Could have been.
But yeah, just,
That was 1992, folks. Thank you.
yes,
fun.
yeah.
It hurt.
You got 1992. You got some mainstream shit. You got 2 parents calling in.
Yeah, that's true. We got some
Yeah,
cameos.
Yeah, we got cameos and a whole lot of jibber jabber. Go listen to the Jawbox novelty record. Go listen to Lungfish. Go listen to Just Look Around.
I'd say
Go
we
listen
go
to that
Heroin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, have you ever heard the Just Look Around remix by House of Pain?
No.
Oh.
It's pretty good.
Really?
It's cool.
Wow. All right.
We're going to listen to that when we go offline.
We'll talk about new music soon. Everybody, thank you for joining us. Look for a new Patreon going up probably a day after this one, or actually before this.
You should have heard this
already.
already.
This will be up before.
Check us out at Axe to Grindcast at Twitter.
Axe to Grind Podcast at gmail.com and our Facebook page, facebook.com/Axe to Grind Podcast.
Thanks, everybody.
Support our Patreon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.